I was low key grooving to that record right there. I ain't gonna cap.
Man, that was startling. That was like one moment where you're in the elevator and it's like you're waiting to get to the floor. The next moment it was just like, there we are.
Bro, you remember, speaking of elevator, look at us tangent already. Remember elevator? I just thought of this. Do you remember when we were in high school, me, you, and our friend Joe, who's just started getting his professional wrestling on? Do you remember how me, you, Joe, and Ice, we used to ride in the elevators on the mall, and every time the doors closed, Royal Rumble.
Have a Rumble match in the elevator? 100%.
Oh, that was great. Every time the doors open?
I feel like if you're a wrestling fan, if you was watching wrestling, the second you were in a room alone with other wrestling fans, it was like, oh, it's going down. It's going to happen here now.
Definitely, it's going down.
So, funny you say that. Have you seen those like TikTok videos and like those viral videos of like dudes who would just randomly have like a full-blown stunt, a choreography match, but they have a little
like
stunt match
store
in like the middle of Walmart. They'll just bust a table, and they'll just like they'll do a Hooten can run out of nowhere through a table, and like how insane is that? And these kids are taking full-blown back bumps and like taking sliced breads onto just straight up pavement, and I'm like,
good for them. Good for them.
What's going on here?
Because I be damned. Not me. My back's out.
I'm glad you said that because I have a question for you later on today. I got a question for you. Lord. I have a question for you, and I'm glad you said that your back is hurting. I'm glad you said that. I got some.
So let's start this thing. Let's start this thing.
Now that we've had that little banter real quick.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Pay Window podcast. I am, what's my name again? It's right down there. I am Frank Champion. You remember all that yada yada from last week or 2 weeks ago. Former professional wrestler of damn near 12 years. Current trainer at the Bell Time Club. Producer for New England Ring Gladiators. And to my, I'm trying to get it here. Hold on. Should I? There
it is.
There it is.
Okay, I don't know if you're trying to.
It's hard to do this when you're looking at the screen.
I was gonna say like that wrestling anime thing, like
I don't know,
gets a little too much. Yeah.
What do we fuse to? All right, to my left, my man, take it away.
Vernon Somoza, what's going on? Former manager, wrestled a time or two, wasn't very good at it, but yeah, here we are. How y'all doing?
Welcome back. Good?
So glad to be with y'all. Man, a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks of wrestling, right? A lot of good, a lot of great. Some would say the game has changed, and a lot of stuff that was just rotten. Well,
of course.
I don't agree with everybody, but I'm really glad to see you because I have wanted to talk to you about this stuff because for real, this stuff is burning inside of me.
So
there are walls of text that I have not finished, and I kept writing it with deleting because I was like,
tick, like no.
Gonna save that. Yeah.
So we're titling this episode Stone Cold Mania because I feel like this is the biggest news story in the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks, for about a month ago, it was all about Cody. It's all about Cody Rhodes. Where's he going? He's leaving AEW. That was big news. And we kind of peppered it in there. Hey, by the way, we led off with the show that way. We went off for like half an hour. Before we knew it, we went 4 hours. But we peppered in Stone Cold and Kevin Owens is a possibility. Meltzer reported this. Keller reported that. And now we have some concrete evidence about what is going to happen so far at WrestleMania. So, with that being said, Fern, hopefully we don't get Tony Khan with our video this time around, like AEW did with our last episode where they just said, strike that. WWE, do not come for our necks, all right?
Facts,
we're going to play, because technically this was on, if I'm not mistaken, I grabbed this. This one's from YouTube. So, and it's from the WWE channel. So we do not claim to own this. I'm trying right now. I'm lobbying. Let me lobby.
This is 100% not going to make it. So
we are trying.
Friends, don't worry. This is going to get cut. So you may see this, you may not.
You're gonna see this, and all of a sudden you're gonna just see us jump to that.
We'll just be back.
If not, enjoy the video that we are about to play. Let me pop it up. I for one really enjoyed this video, but I'm gonna bring it.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I wonder, could we use it as audio versus video? What if we just didn't play the video, just use the audio?
I think in order for me to share the screen on here, I have to do the audio.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna give me a choice. So here we are. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoops, wrong screen. Here we go. Technical difficulties. Wrong screen. Here we go. Let's try that again, shall we? Share screen. Yeah, duh. This one. Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay, that's the one we want. Okay. So, I mean, maybe I can do this and still let it play and you can hear the audio.
Yeah, because I wonder if doing that would prevent us getting hit with something if we don't stream the actual video, right?
We're doing it live, brother. You know what? We're gonna do it this way. All right,
let's try.
We'll listen in, and what I'll do is for the audio version of the podcast that's on Spotify right now. See me trying to get my plug on.
Oh, listen, plug away,
right? So I'm going to then add the audio of this to the actual audio of our podcast. All right, so
perfect.
Here we go. We're going to play the audio, and here we are. All right, well, I guess we got to describe this part. Stone Cold is pulling up with the ATV. It's shot so well. I'm going to save that commentary for after. But he's pulling up. It's like I forgot what they call those Can-Am ATVs. He's riding through Texas. You got the mountains behind him.
Yeah.
Are you trying to visualize
what else?
Talking?
What else? Tell me more.
He just stopped. We got a shot of the wheel. Out comes Stone Cold in his Real Tree Outfitters hoodie.
19
and here he
years
goes.
ago, I wrestled my last match in a WWE ring. After 3 rock bottoms, 1, 2, 3, I lost the match. And for 19 years, I've had to live with that defeat, knowing my time was up. Kevin Owens, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for waking something up deep inside me that I've kept buried for 19 years. Ever since you started running that damn mealy mouth of yours talking about the state of Texas, the great state of Texas, you got my attention. And why would you want to do that, Kevin? I can think of 2 reasons. 1, you are one dumb son of a bitch. And 2, you are fixing to get your ass kicked by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Whether you want to call this a KO show, a match, a fight, a brawl, whatever, I will guarantee you this. In Dallas, Texas, where I started my career at WrestleMania, Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to open up one last can of whoop ass on you, Kevin Owens. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Ooh, okay. It was just a glass break. I like that. Okay. Listen. Okay, let me. Actually, I'll leave it up because we're gonna have to share the screen a little later anyway. All right, Ver, do you want to start or do you want me to start? How do you feel about this?
So let me ask you a question.
Sure. Let's talk.
Based upon that promo.
Sure.
Right? Mm-hmm. Based upon that promo, just for a quick second, I know this is gonna be hard, but just set your fandom aside just for a moment.
Sure.
Set the fact that we grew up, we watched it happen, we lived it, we were there, we were the prime demographic for it.
So we were.
So let's just for a second, let's set that aside. And just on that promo, did he talk a ticket? If it was possible, did he just talk a ticket into your hand?
Into my hand?
Yeah.
So I've never seen Stone Cold live. I've been to a lot of live events. I never saw Stone Cold live. If you're telling me, you're telling me Stone Cold says, I'm going to be at Mania and I'm going to fight you, Kevin Owens. Sold.
But did he say fight though? And listen, I understand it could be.
Do I have to pull it back? Whether it be a KO show,
it was vague. It was
or a brawl. But come on, that's pro wrestling, Vernon.
Sure.
We don't ever just tell you everything. We don't ever just, and if we do it so subtly you don't realize it. That's the beauty of the art. Right?
That's the art of the work. Yes. No, you tell us the truth, and then when you start working, you can't tell the difference.
That's right.
So you're telling me that promo was enough to talk you into the seat, like you're like, yo, I'm there, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The nostalgia talks you in. The fact that you've never seen him live talks you in.
Well, notice how you said we lived it. We experienced it. I used to watch that man every Monday night.
100%.
I'm rewatching it right now. We talked about this last time.
Yeah.
I'm rewatching it right now. If you're telling me, Vern, listen, I hit you up. You don't watch wrestling no more. Yo, Vern, Stone Cold is coming back. He might have a match. The way they're talking about it, the way we understand wrestling, he's probably gonna have a match at WrestleMania. You want to come to Texas with me? Hell yeah. Click. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would come, bro. Listen, I know you would.
For live. Okay, but you know what? I'm struggling to find the we talked about it. I never saw the rest of the final match, right? For me, Stone Cold stopped after he broke his neck and after he never came back. That was it. I never got to watch him go home and the whole thing with Brock. I never saw that.
Yeah. We kind of outgrew it for a little bit. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So the idea to me that Stone Cold has this whole other run, I'm like, no, I saw peak Stone Cold. Yeah. I didn't have to watch him come down. As far as I'm concerned,
never did. He never did.
Exactly.
Yeah, he went out on his horse.
Really?
Out, yeah. And he lost to The Rock and he was gone. That was it. That was literally it.
Okay.
And he was, I don't know if you ever heard the documentary stuff again, and I won't go too far.
Sure.
But he was hurting. I think the night before, whoever's listening, correct me if I'm wrong, he was at the hospital. Like, he was sick.
Yeah, this does sound familiar. This does sound
he had some kind, I don't know if it was a stomach bug or something, but he was in the hospital the night before, and they were like, he's like, I got a match to wrestle tomorrow. I'm main eventing WrestleMania. I can't be in this hospital. And he got let out, I think, like that morning, like early morning. So it's like, that was it. He lost, and that was it. There was no farewell. There was no like Taker left his boots. Like Taker left his boots only to come back. Like, he didn't do none of that, bro. Out on his back, old school style. Put the next big guy over. I'm going. That was it, bro. So it's like,
okay. So see, you've just added context to this that I didn't realize.
That's why they say 19 years. I like how they say that because I was listening to the show that we listen to, Busted Open Radio, and they pointed out, they were like, well, I love how they said 19 years because Stone Cold has been other spots in Mania. There was a few Manias ago where he was out there with Hogan and Titus O'Neil.
He did a couple of stunners at one time.
Special guest referee. He's always, you always see Stone Cold. If you see Stone Cold nowadays at Mania, you watch Mania and you hear the glass break, you're like, hey, it's a Stone Cold moment. But you knew you might see one stunner, a few beers tossed, stuff like that, but you never would like a match.
The Gaga stuff, yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Stone Cold's. The WWE is playing it close to the chest. So they got their cards, right? They got their cards, and they're like, because the rumors out about Stone Cold might wrestle a match confirmed. Match this. Remember all the articles we was reading last night?
That you're right, time. But since then, a bunch of stuff has come out since then, and Meltzer and all them have been like, well, now they talking about Stone Cold doesn't have a match. It might just be the segment. He might have gotten cold feet. Blah blah blah.
Right, but that's all. Remember, that's all speculation.
Sure.
So I look at it like this. If I'm Mr. McMahon, if I'm Vincent Kennedy, right? Great episode with Pat McAfee. We'll talk about that later. If I'm Mr. McMahon, I'm going, all right, this stuff is out. My people are telling me this stuff is out that Stone Cold's going to wrestle. Let's not give it all away just yet. Let's call it a KO show. Let's say it's going to be the talk show. And somehow we'll twist it to where it actually becomes a match. Yeah. To the point, just so you don't, because even sometimes, come on, we've been seeing dirt sheets forever. Dirt sheets might have the insight, but sometimes they're not 1,000,000% correct. They've got a little bit of truth, and then it's what we see pan out is what happens.
Yeah, typically a sprinkling of truth and a whole bunch of speculation. Yeah,
correct. So you have, all right, he's going to have a match. He's definitely going to have a match. Match confirmed. Remember that? Match confirmed. It's clickbait, but match confirmed. All that nonsense. And it's like, all right, well, let's not actually tell them it's a match yet. Let's wait. They've got what, 4 weeks, 3 weeks now? Hold on. How many weeks is that?
I think we have 4 weeks.
I'm trying to pop up my calendar. My calendar ain't popping up. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks this Saturday. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So they got 3 weeks. So there's some time.
3 weeks to build stories.
Well, they've already been telling that story.
Okay.
They've been telling that story with Stone Cold. Kevin Owens has been cutting promos. about the great state of Texas.
Yes,
and
I've been
that.
Busted Open's been talking about it. Yeah.
That's what started this whole thing. I mean, why else would Kevin Owens talk about it? Who else? Yeah. Shawn Michaels? Nobody. People know Shawn Michaels ain't gonna be Shawn Michaels. Yeah. Shawn Michaels is working. He is still working there, isn't he?
And Shawn, he is. He's the head dude down at NXT. Right. And I think he's come out and said this last time around that he was like that he's really good because remember the dream match has been AJ Styles, HBK. And there was this wild speculations a year or two ago that it was going to happen.
I think that window's way close.
Well, Shawn has come out and been like after the Saudi Arabia joint he had with the Brothers of Destruction and DX, it was just we're good.
Yeah,
I'm good. He's like, I have no desire to get out there.
I don't want to. Yeah, Shawn worked his butt off on that match. So what are you thinking? What are you thinking here with the Stone Cold thing? And then we'll
listen,
to the next thing.
Framing it the way you just did, I'm sold. Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was. Give me that story. It makes sense. On its surface, you tell me a legend's coming back. I get to see Stone Cold.
It's like watching Iron Sheik in that Legends Rumble. It's like,
no, not that
Sheeky
bad.
Baby.
Not that bad. Big up to the God. No, not that bad. But like, just on the surface, am I clamoring for another Stone Cold match? No. But listen, based on what you just said, a chance to close that story, fine, sure.
I look at it like this. Stone Cold don't need 15 minutes with Kevin Owens. We don't need a 5-star tear the roof off 18-star match in the Tokyo Dome from Stone Cold. Give us 6 minutes. Give me 6 minutes. Give me a TV match. Give me all the nostalgia pops. Give me the Luthez press. Give me a couple stunners. Give me the mud hole stomping in the corner. Give me everything that Stone Cold can hit, all his greatest hits, right? I don't need to watch. I don't need to hear Michael Jackson's whole album. Give me Thriller, give me Bad, give me a couple other songs, and I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm good to go. I don't need to hear every single Mike. If they said Michael Jackson's coming back, hey, he gonna play Thriller? Okay, word. I'm there.
We're not gonna ask how are you alive. We're gonna ask him just to play music. That's the first question we're gonna ask. Not how are you alive?
Is he playing Thriller? Okay, we don't care about all that other stuff. We don't care about all that.
Fair enough. I like that in that version of the world. It's like life and death, nothing. But sir, when you play music.
Speaking of that, Biggie coming back. It's still March 9th. Biggie coming back. He doing Hypnotize? Okay, word. I'm with it. Not how to get back. But no, that's how I look at it. Like, bro.
All right.
Come in, do your stuff, hit your shit, get out of there, get your pop, crack some beers, have some fun. Why not? 57 years old, he's still in decent shape, so it's like
fair. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Stone Cold put in all that time, all that that love, and so he's giving love to Owens, right? Yep. Clearly, he must have asked for this or something, because I can imagine that they were like, Steve, you're going to work with this. I can imagine he had some say in who he's working with.
Of course.
So, guy like Steen, huge indie guy. We all remember him from the indie scene, right? Yep. Big indie darling.
We saw him live.
Yep. What about a guy like Cesaro? So now, I don't know if you heard about it in the news, you saw Cesaro is no longer with the WWE.
It's actually,
and as we came to find out, right? We came to find out. Oh, it's called a transition, my friend.
It's called a segue.
Yeah. Oh, you like that, right?
Take the hand. Segue through. Come on, man. Other hand. What you doing? Take my segue. Take off with it. There we go. There you go. All
right. But yeah, so Cesaro, right?
Yep.
Claudio Castagnoli.
Yep.
Another indie darling.
Yep.
The guy would say never got the nod.
Yeah, he had.
And you see a thing like this right now, right? Where you see a guy like Kevin Owens is working Steve. You see Seth Rollins. Rumor has it Seth Rollins may be the guy to work a certain neck tattooed artist.
We're not gonna say his name. Homelander.
The Homeland, sure. Because listen, as long as he's not signed to nobody, I'm good. Like, I'm fine. I'm straight. I don't need to talk about him. I don't want to hear about it. I'm fine.
We talked about him enough last week, last show anyway. But yeah, okay. So what are you saying about Cesaro?
So, how do you feel about that guy like that, who you would say has all the promise in the world, yet doesn't get resigned? And rumor is that they couldn't come to terms on a deal. They couldn't come to an agreement with a deal, and so he just walked away. So he has no 90-day compete, nothing. My man is a free agent. He's free to do whatever he wants. Now, all along the different wrestling media, everyone's been saying, the best they could do is disappear off the face of the earth, come back in a year or so. Other people have been clamoring. Finally, we'll get Claudio and the Kings of Wrestling back.
Claudio and Chris Hero is all elite. Okay, all right.
Or you'll get Claudio finally in the G1. Imagine Claudio in the G1. Imagine Claudio in something like that. Where again, in your wrestling fan brain, they can take the chains off and let him go, let him do what he wants to do.
Which I feel like he was doing in the E anyway. The same stuff that Claudio was doing in the Indies, he was getting over at the E. But we're gonna touch
more
on
about that. But say more about that, because it's interesting that you're saying that, because a lot of people would tell you no way, no how. He had to neuter himself. He was a different guy.
Listen. Let me read this article first, and then I'm gonna touch on Claudio.
Yeah.
Pause. Let me. All right. So this article says more backstage talk on Cesaro leaving WWE, if he's on good terms with the WWE. This is from WrestlingHeadlines.com. First sentence: Cesaro reportedly left WWE on good terms. As noted earlier, it was revealed that Cesaro has quietly exited WWE after the two sides were in contract negotiations, but unable to come to an agreement on a new deal. Cesaro's contract ended up expiring, so he is now a free agent and is able to work with anyone he wants. There is no non-compete because the deal just expired. I'm not reading the you can click here for that's an ad. And an update, it was as far back as October when Cesaro began talking to some of his coworkers about possibly leaving the E when his deal came up in February, telling me he wasn't sure if he'd be hanging around. Sources noted Cesaro didn't necessarily provide a reason for leaving when saying goodbyes to some, but others indicated reasonable disappointment on his part with how he was used, things he was left out of, and spots he didn't get to fill, which is why I wanted to say this before we talked about what you were asking about. There were WWE sources that spoke highly of Cesaro's professionalism in his handling his last match, the February 11th SmackDown loss to Happy Corbin, and how he finished up with the company. Let's see. It is also said he's a real possibility of re-signing with the E till he signs with someone else. Numerous sources within that's such a. It is also said that there's a real possibility that Cesaro ends up re-signing with the WWE until he signs with someone else.
So that's not news. It's just that's called.
Right. That's common sense. The numerous sources within the E report that the departure does not appear to be a door completely closed situation. And when we talk about Vince, he says the door is never closed. So we'll talk about Vince.
If numerous sources said it, then it's got
right. I was one of those numerous sources.
Sources are never wrong.
I second. I was a numerous source. Cesaro, age 41, last wrestled on the 11th. Wow. Swiss Superman. He's 41. It's crazy. He wrestled just 5 matches in 2022 and lost every one of them. Teaming with Ricochet for a loss against Sheamus and Ridge Holland at day 1. Teaming with Mansoor for a fatal 4-way loss to the Viking Raiders on SmackDown the 14th. Teaming with Ricochet for 2 day 1 rematch losses on the 28th and the 4th. And then the February 11th loss. So he was only used for the day 1 pay-per-view, a SmackDown and a SmackDown. Oh, no, all the rest of them were SmackDown. So he was always on TV, just losing effort. Yep, Cesaro signed. Yeah, we all know that. Yep, we know when he signed WWE. Okay, all right. So, like you were saying, you were asking me, right? How should a guy like Cesaro feel to see a guy like Austin come in who hasn't wrestled in 20 years, come in and have a spot that could be for a guy like Cesaro, right?
Sure.
Right. So what was I just reading? And I said, I'll bring that back. Reasonable disappointment with how he was used, things he was left out of, and spots he didn't get to fill. I feel like every worker has those moments though, where it's like, bro, like I could have been there. I could have done. I mean, times where I've seen other tag teams, and I talked to Shay, and I'm like, bro, these guys are getting this opportunity after all the times we've messaged this company, spoke to this promoter in person, talked to this guy, talked to someone to help us out. These guys get it. When I know we're better than these guys, I could put on a better show than these guys. It happens. It's not the business. It's the
business. Unfortunately, it is truly the luck of
right.
Sometimes you're just in the right place. You just happen to be the guy walking by. And
correct.
There it is.
Cesaro earned. I think Cesaro, like you were saying, Claudio, when he was Claudio Castagnoli, when I first contacted you and I said, Vern, I want to do this wrestling thing for real, which was like 2010, around this time. I want to do this wrestling thing for real. Actually, no, probably before that, 09, now that I'm thinking about it, Jesus Christ. I started watching everything I could about wrestling. First thing I started watching was the Ring of Honor TV shows. And the first person I saw was Claudio Castagnoli, very European gimmick. And every time he hit somebody, hey, hey. The first time I see him, I say, yo, this is dope. This is over. This is my guy. And he's been my guy since then, right? So just like I got a bias with Stone Cold, I got a bias with Cesaro, Claudio, whatever you want to call him. The same Claudio, same Cesaro that was on the Indies, the BDK, Kings of Wrestling, regular, maybe not Swiss Money Holding, but you know, Claudio.
Chikara, shout out to Chikara. Wow.
Facts. The same Claudio was that same Cesaro. Nothing changed. I feel like he got stronger. He started doing more things that he was not doing in the Indies, like when he was doing the superplex from the apron, where the guy's feet were on the apron, and he would sit there and superplex the guy from the second rope up in the air down to the mat. Stuff like that he wasn't doing. He was always showing off his feats of strength. And Cesaro was always doing that. He got to do the big swing. He got the big swing over. Who else got the big swing over in the 2010s? Who else would be able to do that?
Sure.
Cesaro, because he was doing that same thing. I mean, he did 100 at Chikara, right? King of Trios. He did like 100 of them, remember? It was something crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
It was something crazy where he just
kept jogging my memory. Yes.
Like, that's my guy, man. Like, I can understand. He's like, you know, man, I mean, it could have been me and Kevin Owens for something. You know, maybe they could have put the U.S. title on Owens and all that. But you got to look at if Cesaro was upset at a guy like Stone Cold coming in and taking a spot on the WrestleMania card, then whoever, I'm just using Cesaro as an example, but whoever feels that way does not understand the wrestling business, the business aspect of the wrestling business. Because I look at it like this. Stone Cold is a name, like we just mentioned before, that can still draw. Because
they need to draw. They got 100,000 tickets to sell, right? Something crazy like that?
Right, over 100,000 for 2 nights. They need at least 100,000 people for 2 nights for it to be considered a sellout, right? So look at it like this, right? Me and you, we were children when we watched them in the 90s, right? We were how old? 13, 14 years old. We're now in our late 30s, right?
Old.
We're now old. We have children. I don't know if you have yet, but I'm starting to show my daughter. She's about to be 6. Love you, Rocky. Where she's about to be 6 in a few months. She now watches wrestling with me. She's been watching it since she was like 2 years old.
Wow.
Okay. Now she's starting to grasp it, get it, understand the business. She not understand the business, but understand wrestling. She locks up with me, stuff like that. And it's like, now she's starting to get it. So I show her people like Stone Cold. So when she sees him on the screen, when she first sees that promo, she hasn't seen it yet. She'll be like, Daddy, it's Stone Cold. Like, wow, he looks old is probably what she'll say. But I'll be like, yeah, he's going to be at WrestleMania. Do you want to watch WrestleMania? Yeah. So think about the families now. Think about the dads. Think about the dads that were the marks during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
That are going to bring their children to be like, baby girl, son, this was the guy that was my Hulk Hogan. He was my guy for when I was a kid. And look at him now. He was my Roman Reigns. Like, now to kids, it's their Roman Reigns or their Brock Lesnar. This was my Roman Reigns. And it's like, that's how you're going to bring people in. Because, you know, the ease about families.
Yeah. So that's all coming from this Attitude Era thing, right? This is all you've been showing her, the Attitude Era. You've been she's been watching Raws. She watches so we'll watch like Hulu replays. Shout out to you for the Hulu plug. They can't stop you. You can't stop me, Vern. They can't stop you. Facts.
But no, she watches the replays of Raw and SmackDown and whatnot. So then we'll watch those together, and then we'll watch like old Raws. So like Sunday afternoons or Sunday mornings, it'll usually just be me and her. My wife goes out with the uncle, they go working. So I say, hey, you want to watch wrestling? And then I put on old school wrestling.
You watching Raw's War.
Watching Raw's Wars and War Zones. We're up to 97 now. She started watching with me when I was in 95, that god awful wrestling. She'd get up and start walking away and start playing with toys when it was on.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Since you're in that 95, that 90, that night, you're in that 96, 97. Did you watch did you watch the debut of the 1, 2, 3 Kid?
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
So did you hear 123 Kid is officially cleared and back on the indie scene, and he had a debut match over at GCW. I think like 2 weeks ago.
So he did. And did you watch that match in full? Because I watched it with Shay.
So I gotta say, I watched a trailer of the match, parts of it. I'm trying to get through that show, but I struggle sometimes with it's not necessarily my favorite type of indie. So
okay, you're being nice about it. GCW is a cluster. Let's be honest.
I mean, listen, it's not that it depends. It depends the type of show. It's just like those kind of shows. I'm not big on yeah, man, like multiple scramble match shows and things like that.
It gets boring.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take
Give me one 6-man, give me one 4-man match. But like when we were talking about Prestige, we saw like 3 of those in the same indie show. And it's like, come on, stop booking so many guys. But no, I watched that in full. Shay was here. We were watching it live. It was great. I liked it. Yeah. Watching X-Pac come out perform.
Did it do more than tickle the nostalgia for you? That's what I want to know.
I wouldn't say so. I was more just happy to see that X-Pac can be working, in all honesty. I wouldn't say, man, I can't wait till he hits a Bronco Buster. I can go crazy when he hits an X-Pac, like him doing all the suck-its and nothing like that. It was just like, X-Pac is working again. Good for him. That's more of what I got. And I mean, he did well. He got blown up, Vern. I don't know if you saw that. Bro,
I saw where he threw a spin kick and then he had his hands on his thighs. he was definitely like he would take a big gas.
He did the open. They were working Cardona and Myers, the majors.
Yeah.
And it's funny because GCW is known for their like outside of the box booking and style of matches and stuff. Cardona and Brian Myers, WWE guys, right? Major Brothers, Edge heads, right? Joey Janela, AEW, so he's wrestled on TV. And then you got X-Pac.
I mean,
notice what I said. Okay. Notice what I said. I said he wrestled on TV. That's it.
Is it wrestling though? It's more like a stunt show if you're just if you just hate furniture and throw yourself through.
He worked Kenny Omega on Rampage. Didn't you see that already? No, you haven't seen that yet?
He did, but again, if you just hate furniture and your main thing you're trying to do is to destroy furniture because you hate tables, so you got to throw yourself through them.
Yeah.
Then but yes, fine. Joey Janela.
So, but you got all these guys that have worked TV. And they gave that GCW crowd in the main event a TV match. Also, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green was out there. She works Impact. So she's worked TV. They've worked TV. That's the distinction I'm trying to make here. Those guys in the main event were guys who worked TV, and they gave them a TV match, a TV tag team match.
Yeah.
X-Pac got the hot tag. X-Pac was blown. He hit a few moves. He tagged out to Janela. He never left the ring. He sat in the corner holding the rope. He was holding the rope like this in the corner. He noticed he had to come up and do something. He got out, got in, made the tag, hit a couple moves, back down. I was like
a good vet.
They're like, yo, he's blown up. But it was still awesome. Hey, listen, I think he did well for what he had to do. And even at the end, he cut a promo and he was like, I don't know how many more I got in me. And I'm like, I know, I understand what you mean, X-Pac.
So, but no. What do you think about that, right? So like we saw a whole bunch of wrestlers who cut their careers short, right? Who careers cut short for XYZ reasons. Health concerns, accidents, etc.
Mm-hmm.
In the last month and a half, how many wrestlers who were injured have come back, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're seeing Edge, we're seeing Christian, we're seeing possibly Stone Cold might come back.
Right. It's crazy to think about it, to be honest. A lot of
Corey
guys
Graves
is clear.
Is returning, right? Mm-hmm, which again, all guys who Kurt Angle was saying he wants to work another match. It's just like what's happening? These are all guys who said they were retired because of injury, and now they're all we want another go.
Who knows? Advancement in technology. I have no idea. Who knows? Medical technology.
Sure.
Maybe they're seeing things that are
you
like,
think it's medicine. You think these people are going to go see David Bruce Banner and they're they're getting injected with gamma rays and they're just coming back stronger than ever.
Hey.
Because it got to be some comic book stuff. That doesn't make sense. You don't go from daggone broken neck and then it's like, yo, by the way, get ready to take bumps again.
Facts. So yeah, you've got to watch that Xbox match in full.
Okay.
Because I think you'll enjoy it. Because like I said, they gave him a TV match. They didn't go out there and hit each other with a bunch of stuff. Had a few falsies, a little bit of Gaga. I think they bumped Chelsea Green. Big indie, big TV match. I'm telling you, it was entertaining.
Listen, if it's indie, you know I'm there. If
you're
if you're at a rec center and there's 7 people out there and the guy taking the tickets rings the bell, I'm watching.
Same guy,
show.
double duty.
I'm watching your show so I can get angry at it and just be like, "What is this?"
Right.
Oh, so I have a show to? Oh God, do I have a match? Not even a show, a match to talk about.
What's that?
Tag team, an indie tag team.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of these guys? You've got to tell me if you heard of these guys because Violence is Forever.
Oh yeah, we
Dominic Guarini and Kevin Koo, and I apologize if that's not how you say their names.
I think you showed me them. What they're like shooter gimmicks, right? They're like it's like a shooter.
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
You don't know anymore.
It's just 2 guys that come to the ring. They wrestle so. Here's the thing: they come out super over with the crowd. Babyface pop, right? Big babyface pop. They got like 19 titles between the 2 of them. Which remind me of that tangent later. I'm so over the belt collector thing. Like,
let me write that down.
It was just a picture that Muda did. It was that photo Muda did when Muda had it done, and it was like since then we were all obsessed with trying to recreate this thing for real. Kenny did it over the pandemic, and now Matt Cardona's doing it. Like I'm over.
We're gonna bring that up later. We're gonna bring that up in a
this
little bit.
So these guys have 3 or 4 different promotions belts. So they come out wearing belts like a bunch of fans.
Yeah, me and Shay try to do that for a little bit.
Okay.
Too.
So they give the belts to the front row to 2 portly sized elderly people who are up front row with the oxygen tanks in a small
stop.
Yo, in Soddy Daisy, Tennessee.
Where?
There were people in the crowd in coveralls. Like, bruh, it was an southern indie crowd in some school gym.
I would have loved to work there.
Okay.
I love those.
They give the crowd the belts, right? Go to give the crowd the whole day belts.
Okay.
And they're facing a team called the Squatting Dragons. One guy's a gym teacher, and the other guy is a ninja or a karate guy.
Oh, it's one of those tag team names where they take the gimmick and instead of just come.
I guess. Because I promise
like RK Bro, or I'm trying to think of other. I'm trying to think of bad ones. RK Bro works. I'm trying to think of like bad ones. I don't want to think of those. I hate those. But go ahead.
So Squatting Dragons.
Yeah.
And Violence is Forever, because I saw them do this last time against another team.
Mm-hmm.
They pick the small guy and they proceed to beat the ever living dog shit out of the other person.
Is that the heat? Was that in the heat?
But it's like
the whole match.
It's the whole match. It's like
so
you can you know when you're leading a guy, right? So like,
of course,
in this match, the homie, the coach. I don't know I don't remember their names. The coach.
Squatting Dragons. I'm gonna Google the picture and see if I can get it.
The coach just took a headlock.
Forever.
All my man had 3 moves in his repertoire: headlock, headbutt, a belly to back throw. That was it. He grabbed the headlock for 90% of the time he did a move in the match was a headlock.
So this is Violence is Forever right here, I guess. Do you see them on my shared screen here? Is that them?
Screen hasn't changed yet.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna save the image. I'm gonna pop it up onto keep going. You can keep going. My fault.
Yeah. Right. So you basically got
life out of this dude.
The 2 homies just beat the dog shit out of the other, like the little guy. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking just kicks to the back, slaps to the chest.
Bless you, sir. Bless you, sir.
Excuse me. Jesus.
Just like wrestling, Daddy, they come in threes.
Gotta come in threes.
Gotta come in threes.
Oh my God. We cut that. Gotta cut that in post.
I'm not getting anything about Squatting Dragons. You got more sneezes coming? She. Golly, bro. Top team versus Squatting Dragons. Is this them? Hold on, brother. Hold on. How come I can't hear you? Can you hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you. You sound muted.
Oh, sorry. I was muted.
Squatting Dragons. What am I looking at here? Oh my God. No, sir. This can't be it. Hold on. I'm going to share the screen.
Please.
How do I? Oh. Not these guys.
Yeah.
These guys right here.
That's the coach right there. The homie.
They were these dudes.
Yes. Okay. Kevin Koo. Okay, so that's Kevin Koo, and this
over
is
here.
That's Kevin is the homie on the right with the giant tattoo on his chest.
Okay.
And then money on the left is Dominic Guarini.
Okay. He looks like
Dominic is the
like,
shooter. He's like the shooter
what's
between
his name?
them.
What's he look like in it? Mike Awesome. He looks like Mike Awesome in the face.
With the mullet?
Yeah, just the face, his face too. He's giving Mike Awesome. It's giving Mike Awesome.
Not the work though. The work is not Mike Awesome.
Okay.
So them dudes just beat. I'm talking, they beat this kid like he owes them money. He didn't pay them trans, and daggone, he was talking all throughout the movie. They beat on this kid. And again, they were very much just leading him through the match, right? And it was, I was watching this and I'm like, I don't get it. Are they baby faces or are they heels, right? Because they came out big baby face pop, big baby face fire.
Okay.
Yet every time Kevin does a move, it was like watching, it was like OG Jade Cargill. Every time he does a move, big bicep pose. Does a arm drag, big bicep pose. Does a pin, and I'm like, you're halfway into the match. You're still just bicep posing. There were points where he was holding the gym teacher by his wrist. I promise you, like this. He might as well have had 2 fingers. He just didn't care. It was just like he was holding him like this. And the gym teacher was getting. They beat the life out of him. I tell you that kid is like 2 toothpicks and a Q-tip.
Oh, he's thin. He's rail thin. I see it. And those dudes beat the life out of him. You were watching that on your
on IWTV. Shout out to them. I'm watching this, right? And they're beating on him. I'm talking heat. They give the kid a comeback. The worst comeback ever. The kid does a headbutt for a comeback. The crowd goes super mild. They get a second set of heat. And then they both proceed to just do moves. It was like watching 2 older brothers, the little brother get mixed up with his older brother and his friend.
So what you're saying is there was no psychology whatsoever.
Oh, it was just at the end, it was like, oh, we're just going to beat you up now.
And then here's the finish.
So every match I've watched from these guys, that's all they do. And so I'm like at the point now where I'm like, wait, are you guys faces or heels? Because the one guy just showboats the entire match and the other guy just physically abuses the guy. And so by the time you're to the end, it's like, who am I cheering for? Who am I not? Like, you've got to see these guys work. Like, I promise you, I watch them and I get so mad because I'm like, I don't get it. The gimmick is we're stiff pricks who just take advantage of the young boys. Like, what's the deal?
So I've been at a tag team since what, 2016? 20, I don't even remember, 2015. So if you're gonna make me watch terrible tag team wrestling, we're gonna have to do it on here. And I'm gonna have to berate.
Check it out. All I'm saying is check it out.
Next episode. We'll do a next episode.
I just want you to check these guys out. Like, I don't know these guys personally. I got no issues with them, but when I watch them work,
as far as in ring work is all we're talking about. So
it leaves me scratching my head because, man, you guys do all but punch the kids in their faces and then give them the worst comebacks of all time. And it's like, are you trying to get sympathy on them? Because beating them up to that point just makes me go, well, these guys are clowns, cowards, afraid.
All right. So
anyway,
from one show that you said you see people getting everything but punched in the face to another show where it just makes me want to punch myself in the face. Have you heard, Vern? Corey Graves and Carmella, the most beautiful woman in the WWE, which is all cap, they have a show that's on YouTube. It is a reality show. Have you seen the trailer, sir?
So I have avoided the trailer because I feel like you've told me about this. And so I have done my best to avoid it, saving up for such a time as this.
Okay, so I'm going to play the trailer. If this gets cut from the show, I don't care. So this is why we're going to play it straight up. So here we go. Let me pop this on here. It's Corey and Carmella. Let's do it this way. Actually, no, this looks like a bigger screen. Yep, that's a bigger screen. Corey and Carmella, brace yourself. You can never get this 1 minute of your life back. Remember that.
My name's Corey Graves. former WWE superstar turned broadcaster.
My name is Carmella, and I am a WWE superstar.
Okay. I'm getting Bang Bros feels right now.
Corey and Carmella's personal lives, warts and all.
Ew. Like genital warts?
Oh, yeah.
Passionate lovemaking.
We could do some stuff in the show.
I might never leave the shower.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're making sexual innuendos. This is
Never
adult.
worked out with Corey before.
I can't tell you what's going on between my legs.
I mean, other than like in the bedroom.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh.
In the shower yesterday. Did you see your own?
Oh, baby. You weren't supposed to see any of this.
I prefer
So this is the horniest show on WWE TV?
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Get your ass in the shower.
Let's see these motherfuckers get out of here.
Okay.
Just give me what I like. Just what I like.
People who are figuring out we look good naked or we look good scantily clothed. So they created a show where they could be in semi-dressed. It looks rotten. It looks horrible.
Okay. So I'll tell you this, okay? The first episode is up.
Oh,
it's stop. Don't say you watched it.
Oh, I know.
I thought you were about to ask me. Oh, you watched it? Don't you stop.
Oh.
It's 11 minutes long. I hit play, and in the first 15 seconds, I turned it off. I said, let me give it a chance for us to even talk about the show. Let me even give it a shot. 15 seconds, turned it off.
They said something horny. I'm sure she said something like, "Oh my God, where's my top?"
They were doing
horny
something
for no reason.
They were like laying in bed on the phone, talking about getting houses. And I think it was probably that same scene that they showed in the trailer. And I was like, you know what? Nope, not doing this. Look, I don't watch that reality TV anymore. Back in my day,
so to be objective, gotta ask the wife.
She
watches reality TV.
She don't watch that though. She used to watch like the last reality TV she really, really watched was like Love and Basketball, that trash TV. And I used to watch it with her, right? I'd sit there and I'd watch it with her, bro. And it'd be like, and I used to compare it to wrestling because that was when I was working every weekend and I was all about wrestling. So I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, yo, it's the same formula. It's the same match every night.
Every week, yeah.
It's drama that they squashed from the week before. Then they have a good time. Somebody schedules an event. They go to the event. There's an argument. More drama.
Rinse, wash, repeat.
They beef, and then they make up at the end of the episode, and then the drama squashed at the beginning of the next episode. And like you said, rinse and repeat. So I was like, it's the same thing. I said, oh, here comes the hot tag. I was saying that. Here comes the comeback. I was just like, it's like, come on. I can't watch that. I used to watch like Flavor of Love. What's the other one? I Love New York. All those love shows.
Really?
Bro.
Wow. You watch a lot of television.
I used to, I said.
Copy.
That's from like the early 2000s. You remember Flavor of Love, bro? Flavor Flav and all that.
Can I tell you, I've never been a reality TV person. I've just it's never tickled me. The idea of watching people and listen, we watch wrestling.
Right.
Why do I want to watch reality TV?
True. It was one of the hottest things on cable at the time.
I understand, but you remember, I never had cable. That's what I'm saying. Like, remember, I never got cable. Like, I guess I did have cable, but
you had it, but you never really watched it like that.
Wrestling.
You're watching wrestling.
Unfortunately, right? I'd love to be like, oh, I was what? No, unfortunately, wrestling. I was too busy watching wrestling.
So yeah,
there was a match somewhere that I had to watch because God forbid I didn't get to watch the match.
Right. I look at this Carmella and Corey show is just a grab.
Well, I think they gotta cash out. Look, if you're gonna look like that, cash in.
Correct. Because I feel like that was shopped to a bunch of other channels. Like I bet they shopped that to they shopped it to MTV. Stuff like that.
11-minute episodes though.
Now I think after a while people lost interest. Not really. A commentator and a girl who's not really used prominently on the TV show. They use her, but prominently, not really. She's not like a Miz and Maryse. You got Miz and Maryse. Miz is a guy who's been in reality TV. I feel like if there's something I could compare it to, it's like Miz and Maryse are like Nike, and this Corey and Carmella are like Puma or Reebok. And it's like, okay, damn. They're like the Shaqs or the Ewings. It's like, yeah, the sneakers look cool, but am I really gonna wear those?
The Ewings look cool.
I'm gonna rock with these Nikes. I'm gonna go cop the Nikes. You know what I mean? Like, granted, don't get me wrong. I don't watch any of this reality stuff. The only time you'll see reality TV from wrestling on my channel is if it came on after Raw and I forgot to turn the TV off. So that's the only time.
Do you think they got extra horny though, just to sell it?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it was like, you heard it, right? It was so overt.
What else would you watch that for, though? What else would you? What were you gonna watch Corey and Carmella because you want to hear about Carmella?
The compelling stories, the compelling drama between two humans, the human interest pieces.
That trailer told you everything about that show in that 1 minute. And I'm sorry, Vern, you can't get that 1 minute back. But it told you everything about the show in 1 minute. It's about sex, and it's about sex, and it's about sex. And that's it. They just so happen to be talking about sex while doing regular things.
Did I get onto the Zoom, the PTA Zoom? What's happening right now? What is happening? Who are you? It's about sex. It's disgusting. I do not turn on my wrestling to see no sex.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Am I on the PTA Zoom?
Dude, I would never, bro. I don't know. Are you gonna catch an episode? Are you gonna go out of your way to catch an episode?
You know what? I think I can ask somebody else to watch and possibly give me a feedback on it. I'm not a reality TV person, so again, the thought of reality TV just doesn't work for me.
It's just I could never. Like I said, I watched the first.
But that's funny. So the overt sexual thing is just it's a put off. Like it's just like it's too much.
It feels forced. It's forced.
Really?
So obviously, reality TV's a work. Reality TV's a work. Nothing's real about reality TV. Right. But the beauty of reality TV is when you make, just like pro wrestling, is when you make it look as real as possible. That's what'll grab you. You think, oh man, this story seems
you get lost in the story. Yeah, sure.
Suspension of disbelief. It's the same thing with wrestling. Same thing with any TV show you watch. If you think about it, right? Any TV or movie that you watch, you want that suspension of disbelief. That shit that we just watched for a minute. Nothing made me go, ooh, I've got to see that. Because first of all, I may be in the fucking 1% of people that believe this. Carmella's not attractive. Carmella's not attractive at all.
I said it. Fight me. At me.
There's no redeeming quality. At me at the pay window pod.
You already know what Twitter, it is.
And an Instagram. Carmella's not attractive, bro. Let's be honest. She's not. It's just is what it is. I don't want to see Carmella naked. I don't.
Eye of the beholder, beauty of the eye of the beholder, whatever.
Of course,
I mean, it's weird. I just find it weird when you're like about the whole like, is she pretty? Is she not pretty? Is she pretty? Okay, sure. She's not ugly. She's not like, oh, but is she the hottest woman there? Like, you're asking a subjective question and you're trying to make a blanket statement, and it's like,
but it's like I have no interest in seeing anything about them two. That's the thing. But I'm sure there's a market out there that does, because they wouldn't have done that if they didn't feel that way. So,
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think that a lot of guys are trying their best to cross over. I think a lot of the guys are trying to get that right. Because I mean, Austin Creed, he crossed over.
You gotta get that.
He crossed over, right? Like a lot of guys are trying to cross over. A lot of guys are trying to find their lane, and I appreciate that.
So I'm gonna be stupid for a second. Austin Creed's reality show is perfect. You know, a reality show I'm talking about.
Up, down, down?
No, the reality show he had with Paige. Love that reality show. Well, that was money. 10 out of 10. 1 million stars.
Who's about to get thrown into horny jail now? See, that, folks, is why we don't watch that Carmella show. They're going to get you all horny.
Because that's what happens. I'm over here knocking into the table. All right. I think that's enough. We talked enough about Corey and Carmella for the last, I think, 6 minutes there. But let's go back to wrestling.
Please.
Let's talk about Chavo, Vern. Did you hear about Chavo?
Man, I get it. I get it. But you know what? The Chavo story, the more you read about it, the more that's being uncovered, the more it just sounds like you got ghosted in a bed. Like they hooked up one night and it was like, yo, ma, I'm gonna be back in like 6 months. You know, saying I got to go up north real quick, but I'll be back though. You gonna hold me down, right? And she was like, you know, I got you, boo.
I got you. I got you.
And the second he was on that bus, baby, he was like,
what you doing?
Next.
What you doing? Right. All right. So let me read this. What you talking about? So this was on WrestlingInc.com. This was done by Matthew Wilkinson about 5 days ago, March 4th. Chavo Guerrero addresses his removal from the AEW roster. So that title alone is
it's misleading
clickbait.
Though.
It's clickbait.
Yeah, it's clickbait. It was removed from the webpage.
The webpage.
That's the part that it's like, come on.
Okay, so all right, we're gonna touch on that. So Chavo Guerrero recently spoke with the Wrestling Inc. Daily about his status with AEW. He was recently removed from the AEW roster page, which he was openly confused about on social media and admitted it was news to him. Quote unquote, 100% news to me, man, said Chavo. So originally when I started AEW talking to Tony Khan, it was like, all right, so you can start working for maybe it was about 2 months. Then I got the opportunity. I knew I was, that's weird. That's quotes. Okay. Then I got the opportunity. I knew I was going back to Young Rock. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. So when I talked to Tony about it, I said, hey, they just called me. I'm going back to Young Rock. What are your thoughts on that? Tony, he said, pronouns, pal. Oh, I think it's a great opportunity, man. I mean, we're on a roll with you and Andrade, but it's a great opportunity. I think you should go and do that. If this is a true statement, he should have known right there. I mean, we are on a roll with you and Andrade, but it's a great opportunity. Is it Andrade? I thought it was Andrade. Andrade is Portuguese. Andrade is Portuguese. I'm sorry. Andrade. I'm sorry. I mean, we're on a roll with you and Andrade, but it's a great opportunity. I think you should go and do that. Andrade is Portuguese.
That's what because you kept saying like Andrade with that little at the end. I'm like, what do you keep saying it like that for?
I think you should go and do that. Then you will have a job when you come back. As soon as you hear that, it's like, I don't know. So I thought, great, awesome. Originally, I was supposed to be gone for 3 months. And when I was there at Christmas time, The Rock basically said, hey, there's a lot of wrestling on the back end. We really need you to stay. We are asking if you can stay. So I kicked that around with my wife back and forth, and we decided it was a great opportunity, and I decided to stay. Chavo then revealed he has texted and called Tony Khan since returning to America, but however, the AEW president has pretty much ghosted him, which is something Chavo did not appreciate. Coming back in early February, started giving Tony some text, no answer, no reply. Called him, left a voice message, no reply whatsoever. I'm like, okay. Then all of a sudden I see I'm not a part of the page anymore of the AEW roster. So it kind of pisses me off, to be honest. Should I keep going? Okay, this is actually important. I didn't read this article because I wanted to blind react to it. Hey, I'm a big boy. If there's not plans for me, totally fine. I get it. But answer your phone. I deal with billionaires all the time. He's not the first one. So it kind of pisses me off a little bit. He name dropped without dropping any names. Oh, here it is. After working with Vince McMahon, you can deal with anybody. So I am like, answer your phone. This is not cool. So that's where we're at. Chavo Guerrero also confirmed that he is not currently under contract with the company. He had signed a short-term deal originally, but the expectation was it would be revisited down the line. No, Chavo said, confirming he's not under contract. I had signed like a 3-month deal, like an introductory deal, and we were going to revisit that. Of course, I went to Australia and started filming Young Rock, and that's where we're at. Okay, I'm not reading the rest of that because we got enough info. Tell me what you think.
Bruh, it sounds like, first and foremost, hold on, I'm sorry. You had a chance to work on Young Rock, and you crying because you coming back and you don't got a spot on AEW TV? Like, I'm just sorry. Like, bruh, you just got the bag. You got the bag to work on a real TV show, to work with The Rock, to work on a TV show that's going to get picked up by NBC and all that. And you crying because you couldn't come out to be the manager to daggone Andrade.
Andrade.
Out there. By the way, shout out to Andrade, because Andrade is, I like that better than Andrade, because Lord knows. Oh God, did you see the horrible thing he did? Oh God, don't even bring him up to me.
Hold on. No, not yet. God. We're not talking about the end. I think that has to do with what we're talking about later.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Andrade.
But back to the Chavo thing. I mean, look, end of the day, the Chavo thing is silly. The Chavo thing is like, right. I get it. I like, in terms of business sense, sure. Business acumen, like, yo, like, why would you ghost me? But in the same token, like, what did you expect?
Right.
No offense. Did you think the company, like, did you think the gimmick or the workers were going to do nothing while you was away? Like, you left, like the homie left and they had to replace it for him the next show. He was replaced.
Right. So here's how I look at it. Right. Chavo's been getting TV money since he did Glow with Netflix. He taught those girls how to work. Chavo was the one that taught the girls how to work for Glow, the TV show that was on Netflix, made by Genji Kohan, who did Weeds. He taught those girls how to work. So he's been getting TV money. And I'm sure TV money was better than any check he was receiving from AEW. Young Rock, an NBC TV show from a major network, you're going to get money. They need you to continue to be there. The Rock comes up to you and says,
they're asking you to stay. I'm sure they broke him off. It wasn't like, we're going to
right. Like, how much more you need to stay back in Australia? I'm going to be like, well, Tony Khan's got something going on with me and Andrade. I'm still saying Andrade. I'm rolling with it now. I love
it. I imagine it's better than Andrade.
But I think I should go back to that. Nah, hell nah. I'm staying where I'm structured. I know I've got money coming, and it's that and the third. You signed a 3-month deal. You left during that 3-month deal, right? To go do something else. He said, according to you, wait, hold on. Oh, I think it's a great opportunity, man. I mean, we're on a roll with you and Andrade.
But if you need to go.
But it's a great opportunity. I think you should go and do that.
It sounds like Tony Khan gave him that shot, right? Like, bro, you go make that choice. And
right. It's like, look, okay.
Either way, it's silly. I feel like, come on, man.
It's not.
You
that
came
serious.
back, yeah. Like if he was hard up for the cash, like that's the thing. It's just like, is Chavo hard up for money?
Right.
He owed the IRS money. He didn't pay his taxes.
I don't know. I have no idea.
What's he worried about that money for?
That's what I'm saying. Go get that Young Rock money, bro. If I'm in that situation, give me that Young Rock money. I don't need that AEW. If down the line you got something else, and Tony Khan picks up the phone and calls me, everything's all good. I'd be on some, okay, I got ghosted, whatever. You left. What do you expect? You expect him to be like, oh, hey, Chavo, blah, 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 because you want that respect. But you technically didn't respect what he had in writing. He had written stuff out for you, more than likely. Granted, it might not be the best thing ever. But he had something.
Notebook, or a marble notebook.
Right. Yeah. He took the time out to include you into his show. You decided to say, fuck your show. I'm going to this show. So it's like, what do you expect?
So I like this. I like this energy right now. Can I say I like this energy you have right now? Because you're bigging up Tony Khan. You're bigging up big old Cocaine Khan. And I appreciate you bigging up Cocaine like that.
Why is that?
Because big up to your boy,
CK.
Khan. Big up to CK. Big up CK Khan, right?
CK, what's the C stand for?
Because
sorry, I got the sniffles.
Tony Khan, according to his own liver lips, has said that he has acquired Ring of Honor.
Big news, brother. See, we're an
big,
hour
huge
in.
News.
We're an hour in. Let's talk about it.
He now owns the entire library. As far as we know, he owns the library. He owns the trucks. He owns everything. He bought them outright.
So I've got the article here. Would you like me to
talk about it, please? Yes.
Right.
Give us a lowdown so we can do.
This is from ringofhonorwrestling.com, sir. Agreement reached for ROH to be acquired by AEW CEO TK. Big up Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor. Okay. An agreement has been reached for All Elite Wrestling CEO Tony Khan to acquire the assets of Ring of Honor Wrestling Entertainment from the SBG Sinclair Broadcast Group. Khan made the announcement during Wednesday night's episode of AEW Dynamite on TBS. Ring of Honor's influence on modern pro wrestling is etched permanently in the history books, and this acquisition ensures that its legacy will be kept alive and treated with the utmost respect, Khan said. You think somebody wrote that for him? That sounds written. That don't sound like a freestyle. That sounds like a written, bro. That's all I'm going to say. ROH Chief Operating Officer Joe Koff said, Ring of Honor has produced some of the best professional wrestlers over the last 20 years, but more importantly, it created a family. It will forever be grateful to everyone in the ROH family who has worked tirelessly for the past 2 decades to take ROH to levels previously unimagined. Tony has the utmost appreciation and respect for Ring of Honor, and I'm truly excited to see how he continues the legacy. Ring of Honor was founded. It's talking about how they grew, guys. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's not important. So, yeah, Tony Khan, what was that? Not this past, not tonight, the night before, the week before, 3-2. He made that announcement, said, hey, I've acquired Ring of Honor and the library and the assets. When I first heard it, I said, okay, ain't this company aren't they in debt? So did you pay the debt off? And then you said, hey, I want all this stuff plus that. Because back in November, I have the article here. As soon as I get rid of this, I have the article here. And if I'm not mistaken, they said they were going to, Ring of Honor is going to shut down for at least 3 months while they reevaluate business. And I could have sworn I remember reading somewhere, it was several millions of dollars. Really?
Rumor has it, I don't know if it's conclusive, but rumor has it, rather than reading around on sources say that it was between 30 and 40 million is the estimated value of what TK gave.
What he paid?
For SBC, what he gave SBC. Which is insane because a couple of years ago, the rumor was that Vince and them were going to offer him $4 to take it off their hands. Yeah, wow. they was trying to fire sell him. And Tony Khan came by and apparently gave him. And again, that's if it's true. It could be totally false, and he could have paid him nothing. But how do you? And so, can I add something to to the story? Sure. Did you hear about the CM Punk at the media scrum post the pay-per-view?
Yeah, he was hyped that Tony bought it and not Vince. You talking about
not
that?
Hyped. Not hyped.
Am I using the right word? What did he say?
No.
Go ahead. What did he say?
He had tears in his eyes. He was crying. He was broken up, and he was saying he is just so happy to know that that early part of his career is safe and in good hands, and it won't end up on some shitty streaming service.
I heard that part this morning on Busted Open.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay. I was literally doing one of my sales calls. And I'm like, okay, CM Punk. First of all, it ain't that serious. Yeah. Stop. It ain't that serious.
Yo, I said, I turned to my radio and went, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I'm crying because somebody bought my royalty not my royalties, my masters.
Somebody bought my masters. So you're happy because your masters didn't end up in the hands of where the company that has all the rest of your masters? That's the thing that I was just like, what were you talking about? So basically, TK and them are going to license your footage to put out another bunch of Best of CM Punk DVDs that we already have from Ring of Honor. That's the thing, is that right? It's there's all this footage and everybody's like, oh my God, the library. But what didn't they put out?
Right. Everything's out on DVD.
As a guy who was a Ring of Honor fan back then, who went to Ring of Honor shows when I was in grad school, I own tons of Ring of Honor. I own tons of DVDs. There was nothing Ring of Honor that I'm like, yo, I need to get the Punk versus Raven. I got it all. I got a daggone 8-hour compilation set that someone put together. It's just there isn't some fictitious, secret, hidden away archival footage that, yo, damn, they was never gonna let that see the light of day, bro. Because I get it. In terms of okay, if Vince and them get it, they're gonna bury it in the fed bad. So they're going to take it, and clearly
they're just going to put it somewhere underneath. Oh, hey,
the corner underneath the gobbledygooker costume.
Right next to all the
Tom
old
Brady tape.
Yeah,
not Tom Brady.
Right next to Evolve. It'll just sit right next to Evolve.
Yeah. There we go. Evolve and all the other stuff that they purchased.
Here's the best case scenario I think about this whole acquisition.
Tell me, please, because I promise you, to me, when this to me was a popcorn fart. I'm sorry. Everybody was like, he bought Ring of Honor. Where was y'all at where Ring of Honor was going out of business because nobody was going to them shows.
Where
was all the fandom at back then?
Nobody was watching Tracy Hot Sauce Williams versus Jonathan Gresham for the Ring of Honor title. Nobody was watching those matches. As good as Gresham is, nobody was watching those matches.
Then why do we care that Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor?
So here, let me say this. Before we go on too far. Here's the best case scenario, I believe, for what's Tony Khan.
Because I can think of the worst. Tell me what the best is.
Here's what Tony Khan can do, okay? So if Tony Khan bought the assets and the library for Ring of Honor, he must have acquired, right? Had the acquisition of the Honor Club, which is their streaming service, right? There's rumors.
Which was horrible.
You had a trial? Didn't you have a trial?
What? I had it for like 2 months. The daggone thing would always crash. It never worked. Honor Club was horrible.
Okay. So my guess is he's gonna take whatever that is. Wasn't there some rumor about him and HBO Max or something?
Allegedly.
So here's what I think. So Vince did WWE Network like this. He talked to the people who ran the MLB Network. He talked to that company. That company then made the mold for the WWE Network. And you remember in the beginning, WWE Network, I could only watch the WWE Network on my computer. I couldn't watch it on my phone. I couldn't watch it on a tablet. I could only watch it on the computer. Worked fine on the computer. And I thought it was cool still. Library wasn't that big. Now it's on Peacock. Before that, I used to love going on the network and watching old stuff. It was so easy to navigate. My guess is Tony does something where he takes that Honor Club and he takes that library and he shoves that together with his AEW library. And he makes one big AEW streaming service. Because if you're going to last long in content, which is what they call it now, you've got to have, especially for things like sports and pro wrestling, you've got to have that OTT, that over-the-top streaming service, in order to compete. Because people want everything now. That's just our society. Like, we want everything now. It's like, it's just how it used to be. Oh, we can wait next week to watch this. I got the whole season right here. Let me just binge this in a whole weekend, and I could talk about it on Monday with my coworkers. Before it'd be like, you watch this episode? It'd be like, now it's like, man, I watched the whole season already. You need to catch up. It's just the way life is right now. So if TK takes Honor Club, does whatever with whatever other streaming service that knows how to do it right, combines his library of stuff so he can add all his AEW pay-per-views when they were just pay-per-views, take his old Dynamites, all his old Rampages, whatever else, all his darks, but stuff like Dark Elevation, go on my All Elite, whatever club, whatever they want to call it. That's the best case scenario. Running another promotion, bad idea. Leave Ring of Honor dead where it was, because you don't need any more of that burden on you. You don't.
Well, I mean, according to reports I've read.
Yeah, I have that too. Well,
he's going to be the booker. He has said that he wants to be the booker of Ring of Honor. So just to piggyback on what you just said, he has said that he is going to. No, in fact, did he say it today on the? No, today on Tony Time. What am I saying?
I didn't hear it. So
I'm pretty sure it was today on Tony Time where I read it. But that Tony said that he has said he is going to be the booker for Ring of Honor.
Oh.
Booker of the year 2 years in a row.
Sir, there's no
promoter of the year 2 years in a row.
There's no need. That'd be like if Vince bought WCW and actually ran another company altogether. People would drool all over it, but remember what was bought. Remember what WCW he bought. He didn't buy NWO 96, Lex Luger, Macho Man, Sting, Crow Sting. He didn't buy that WCW. He brought the new breed, new blood, whatever, Scott Steiner as the champion, Booker, the only thing that actually mattered at that time. Yeah. Jeff, like, it was not a good WCW. That Buff Bagwell was a top guy. That was not a WCW that you wanted to use. I
forgot about that. Yeah.
Like Buff Bagwell was a top guy. That was the WCW
for the night.
Bought.
For the night.
But I mean, he was one of the last few guys that were just like, oh, I guess I'll wrestle and not on my contract, because he couldn't get those guys that had those fat contracts to get off their ass and come wrestle. Why would you? I wouldn't. You give me a fat ass contract
guaranteed
like that to
money,
sit on my
brother,
ass,
to sit at home.
I'll come talk to you in a year, bro. I'll come talk to you in a year.
Facts.
And we'll be straight. So it's like Tony is not buying any rosters, right? Let me read this. Let me read this.
Well, no, because remember, all talent got released. So there is
talent
all got released. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Talent all got released. So he didn't buy any talent.
All right, so I'm getting this from SE Scoops. I think you sent me this link earlier this week. This is from yesterday. I said exclusive details on the sale of ROH, how current employees are affected. Ring of Honor will soon be under new ownership, blah, blah, blah. Back in October, they were undergoing reconceptualization, just a long word to say, hey, we broke. After the Final Battle pay-per-view, they said they weren't going to do nothing till April, right? Because they were thinking of coming back and doing Super Card of Honor or something like that, right? Fast forward, winding down. I'm not reading all of this. SE Scoops has learned Ring of Honor execs expect the deal with Tony Khan to close around the first week of April. So the way they're wording this, he hasn't closed the deal.
No, so on Cornette's podcast, him and Lass reported that it was done, that the deal was done. And apparently Tony finished the deal like that day, and he went and put it out right on TV.
That's not good.
Did you watch his announcement?
I did not watch it. I was at training. I didn't watch it in full.
Watch him. He couldn't wait. It was like
a giddy child. Look, it was look, Daddy, look what I bought. Look what I bought. He was like, I got exciting news. There's a promotion we all remember, Ring of Honor. It was no, just to get the groundswell. Is he gonna say it?
The black T-shirts that jumped up and down.
The neck beats.
The black like T-shirts that were like,
God. So yeah, I think this talks about more about the staff, that most of those guys should go to Sinclair and be like, hey, transfer me somewhere else, because I don't think I'm going to be working for AEW or under Tony Khan. So it's like, I mean, the way I look at it, bro, if Tony runs another promotion, it's just more on his plate. Who is he going to? You still sneezing over there. The more he puts on his plate, the worse it's going to get. You have a YouTube Monday show. You have a YouTube Tuesday show. You have a Wednesday night live show. You have a Friday night taped show. And then you run. I'm sorry. And then you have.
You got to cut all that. Just cut.
You're
all
allergic.
Cut,
you're allergic to the BS. That's why you're allergic to the BS.
That's what you're talking about. AEW. All of a sudden, I'm daggone sneezing my face off.
And now you're telling me he's gonna run a separate. Now you're gonna run a separate promotion.
But mind you,
on top of all that,
wrestling psychology-wise, a completely different product.
Correct.
It's not the car crash that AEW is.
Sir.
And not that every AEW match is a car crash. I won't say that. But for the most part, AEW, you're going to see a car crash. You're going to see a lot of hatred for furniture. AEW is definitely the place that they hate.
Oh yeah, they hate furniture. Don't put any furniture around the ring.
If you're a table, your days are numbered. You are definitely going to get someone thrown through you.
And it's like, I just look at it like, bro, I don't know. It's like, you don't have to run another promotion. The biggest acquisition of that whole thing is that you have the tapes. You've got the tapes. Okay. But I'm not saying that's a big deal.
I know, but I'm saying, but he got the tapes, but like, what does that mean? Honestly,
all that means is he has the opportunity to cash out. That's all it is. You've got those. There's gonna be somebody who says, I don't know the numbers. They didn't, because they're a private owned company. They didn't have to put out the numbers for how many subscriptions they had for Honor Club. They didn't have to.
It couldn't have been that many. Couldn't have been that many.
But now you've got this AEW fan base who's clearly that niche market of people that think fed bad, everything else good. So if you go, ooh, Tony Khan.
Fed bad. Yeah.
Fed bad.
Of course.
Ooh, Tony Khan has Ring of Honor now. He's going to put out a streaming service. I think
all of a sudden now it's going to get good.
$4.99, and I get to watch CM Punk versus AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels. Oh my God, I can watch that whenever I want on demand. Oh, I gotta get this for $4.99. Yes. Some people are gonna bite at that. So that's why I say that's the biggest acquisition he got. He doesn't have any roster of any other guys on the roster. He doesn't even have the titles. The titles get defended on Impact by some of the people.
Oh,
Gresham,
yeah.
Gresham
and
has
random
the world
indie
title.
shows.
Gresham has a title. He does it on indie shows randomly.
On Terminus, he does it on his indie show, actually.
Nobody owns those belts. The guys who are the champions have the titles. And I bet that was a part of their severance package. Hey, here's the last of your payday. By the way, keep the belts. Do whatever you want with them. They're yours. Congratulations.
No.
You think Sinclair and them are gonna be like, hey,
yes.
They're gonna be like, hey, Jonathan, Deanna,
wait, do you think
I need my belt back?
Do you think it's gonna be like, I'm cold?
So okay, all right. Let's move on. Let's move on for this. We talked about AEW and them for about 20 minutes. Let's talk about this quick here. Let's talk about Vince McMahon, bro. I just saw that interview yesterday.
Sure.
I didn't watch it live. I just watched the YouTube replay. And to see Vince in that light was cool. Because I feel like you've never seen him before. I'm hearing Vince swear. And of course, Vince, here's Vince swear before. But like Vince was swearing like we swear. We use swears as an adjective. Like sometimes we'll throw a F word in there and we just mean it like, hey, it's just an adjective. That's how people from the Northeast talk. New Yorker, Connecticut, we just talk that way. You know what I mean? And to hear Vince talk like that, it's like, wow, it's a good light. Like he would make a few jokes and I'm sitting there chuckling with the rest of them. I'm like, to hear his interview like that, it was awesome. How he was like, just call me Vince. Don't have to call me Mr. McMahon. Just call me Vince. Like, I like the interview as a whole, but if you have anything you want to touch on, please go ahead, my man. I know you got something.
So it was a good interview in the sense that it would be like you interviewing me. Actually, no, wait. It would be like you interviewing your boss and knowing that your boss, who, if you bury him on your interview, is your boss and does sign your paychecks.
Correct.
So on one level, it was a sterile environment for Vince to walk into. It wasn't the same Pat McAfee show. Like, it was a bunch of softball questions. Pat wasn't trying to press him. Pat wasn't trying to nothing.
You're not
all those stories Vince shared, they're not like, so they're not new. There wasn't any of those. So I've heard those stories, but in other interviews
like
he's
the Jim
done.
Ross story and
a lot of those stories he's told. So I guess and again, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I've heard every Vince McMahon interview ever. No, I've seen like the Brian Gumbel ones. I've seen a few of them. But like, and his Letterman stuff. But it didn't. Not Letterman. Carson, was it Carson? Letterman, whatever. Well, when he did late night, like, again, I've seen those, and like Vince has told some of the same stories. So it was fine. I thought for a lot of people, this is the first time getting to see this version of Vince, whatever this version of Vince is. And I think my favorite part of it all, though, was when he had that one awkward slip up where he goes, my wife at the time.
And he's like, my wife.
That was the only part of the interview that I was like,
Vince? I was like,
that was the truth, right? Like, because I was like, bro, because you never see them together. So I was like, stop it. I was like, see, Vince, stop the cap. That ain't your wife. I was like, I'm sure they definitely have some like,
that's her partner.
That's my. We didn't sign a prenup, so we're not trying to share this estate. That's what that is right there.
Facts. I liked it though. I'm
not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna say I didn't like it. It's just, I wish like any interview, you wish it would have been like, I think Howard Stern is one of the greatest interviewers ever. I wish Vince would go on a Howard Stern for a long form interview, but I know Vince wouldn't go there. Vince wouldn't go there with Howard. He wouldn't let Howard ask him questions.
No,
about
he would dead a bunch of it. He would
correct, because
do you remember the end? Do you remember the end where he's like, yeah, I can do the horns if you want. Everybody in the room is doing the horns at the end. And Vince is like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, but it was so him though, and he was like, you're not gonna let me do that.
You're not gonna let me do. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Or when he slapped the microphone when he was
a bunch of times, you could tell it was annoying him. It was starting to annoy him.
But what the hell did he? Oh, when he brought up his childhood. I grew up in an 8x8 trailer. And I had a bad childhood. Right? Oh, we can talk about your childhood. No, we won't.
No, we won't. We won't go there. Right. Vince is only gonna let you go as far as he wants you to.
Yeah.
But if you know that, he's always in control. Why do you think he runs a successful company? Because no matter what, he's in control. He's always in control.
But you got to be, come on. But you didn't feel like it was such a flood. The part I guess that I disliked the most was the part where he described what superstars were and like we're teaching people, we're training up people. We're not just training up wrestlers. They're more than wrestlers.
They're more than wrestlers.
Like that whole thing, I was like,
that was
Vince,
like
I'm pretty sure
that's a PR answer.
Yeah, like that was the part where it was total like, we pay everyone fairly. We take care of their family. Like I was gonna be like, come on, like stop that was the part of the conversation where I'm like, okay, this is just PR speech. That's a lie. That's cap. You know that's a lie. Stop it. Freaking everyone there says it's such a toxic work environment, and people who work there give those testimonies, and people who work in the office side have given those testimonies of how it's like a scary place to work at, because depending what Vince ate that day, he feels like firing you. Guess who's not going to have a job today?
Right, you're gone.
So
but I liked it. I liked no. But yeah, I agree with you. It was like a fluff piece. It was just like, okay, let's butter Vince up. Let's make sure he doesn't get any up.
For a lot of folk, it's the first time they ever had a chance to hear Vince speak, tell some of the stories. So I think in that respects, you know what? For me as a fan, it made me smile because it was like, wow, we are reaching the end of an era.
Right.
Like Vince is doing mass, like again, not mass media, but media, even though it's controlled, but media nonetheless. Like, wow.
Still, yeah, because I mean, you would never. The last one I really remember was it Costas?
Yeah,
he smacked the book out of his hand, the clipboard or whatever.
Yep, the Bob Costas thing where him and Costas got into it. That's the last one he ever had.
Right,
the one with Costas. That's the last one he did.
And he was like, "Ain't nobody else gonna make a fool out of me again." So it's like props to Vince for even just showing up. I remember what he said in there where he was like, "Well, you got to go to Miami, and then from Miami, we have Madison Square Garden, and we go to Miami, and blah blah blah." And out of all that, you're still gonna come here. You still came here to do my show. And he kept thanking him and thanking him and thanking him. Vince is like, "You don't have to thank me this many times. You don't have to thank me this many times." It's like, it's cool to think that Vince went out of his way.
Sure.
Throughout all this time, he's like, "Oh, just more work on the plane. That's all. Just more work on the plane."
That's what, I mean, like, Vince, and again, that whole thing too, it's never worked. I was just be like, "Shut up!"
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, lying.
I was like, again, this is like where you're like, "Oh, you never work a day as long as you're having fun."
As long as you're having fun, cap. Okay, because my job I have right now is easy. It doesn't even feel like actual work. But there's some days, brother, where I'm like, "Damn." It feels like actual work.
Love my job to death. Wouldn't give it up for the world, but there are some days that I want to rip my hair out the side of my head because it's a struggle.
Okay.
So Vince, he's traveled all over the world.
Yeah.
Right. He just said he was going to San Antonio. He's getting ready for Mania. Brother, Mania things are happening.
Okay.
Titles are changing hands.
Sure.
The Fed bad, but
dude, let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
Bro,
they are changing titles.
Bro, like,
can you recap them for us? Who has had a title change?
I don't have the exact dates, but you got Ricochet, just won the IC title.
Yep.
Finn Balor, US champion.
Yep.
Ziggler just won the NXT title
last night. Last night.
It's 12/16, so 2 nights ago. And Orton and Riddle won the belt on Monday. So it's like the first one to me, Ricochet. The last significant thing I think I saw Ricochet do was with Sheamus on Raw, where they had a little gimmick in there. And
that when he was wearing jeans?
Yeah, Ricochet was just wearing whatever he wanted, and I'm like, what? Then he's in trunks again, and he's in tights. And I love Ricochet. I've been a huge Ricochet mark since he started becoming Ricochet. When he was Ricochet, I'm like,
come on, man. No, you was a fan.
Not Helios.
I would say you got to be an insider, brother. You got to be like, I was a Helios fan, man. I was a fan before he.
Ricochet, when he was in PWG, he bulked up. He started putting on those good ass matches. That I was like, man, this dude Ricochet should be at least bumping for guys in the E, at least. And that's what he's been doing. He's just been a bump guy. He makes guys look good. And everybody's got to roll, right? Somebody's got to play fullback. Somebody's got to play fullback. Somebody's got to block somebody.
But I think he's gotten better to where now, like, he's working TV matches. Now it's not just spot, right? And again, super athletic, does things that look like a video game that he's doing in real life.
Yep.
But it doesn't necessarily fit in the world of wrestling.
You got to ring out the indie sweat. Once you ring out the indie sweat and you hang them out to dry,
indie. After you said that, I'm like, man, that is such a great way of putting
that
it.
indie funk.
That indie
you got
funk
that indie funk. It's just that
that head palm shoot off, right? That head palm shoot off where you tap a guy in the back of the head and
or the lucha
for whatever
pass.
reason they just go.
Or the lucha pass. Yeah, that one of those. That lucha pass, and then they duck on their shoulder tackle, bump out. Hey, listen, man. You gotta ring it out. You want to work for me at the E. Ring it on out.
You gotta watch the Squatting Dragons. You gotta watch the intro. Just saying what you just said. You'd be shocked at how the Squatting Dragons start their match with each other. God. How they like a little thing, I guess, that they do before they gog out of the crowd.
What you gotta send me that link. You send me that link. God, I don't even want to see it now. Send me the link at the end of this, and I'll watch it. But dude, Ricochet's IC champ. Finn Balor won the U.S. title from Damian Priest. Okay, before you say anything, thank you, because I'm not a Damian Priest fan at all. I didn't like Punishment Martinez when he was in Ring of Honor. I didn't like Damian Priest when he came to NXT. Damian Priest I saw live at a Monday Night Raw.
Can I ask why?
Damian Priest is a big guy who doesn't work big. That's my biggest gripe. When guys
but it's 2022. I'm sorry, but it's 2022. Stop. I understand. Oh, listen, you know who you're talking to, but it's 20. Even me has to admit that ideal of big man work big in a world of Keith Lee, in a world of JD Drake, in a world of those guys who are monsters who do all that.
Hold on. Okay, I totally understand that.
Sure.
For Keith Lee, it is a gimmick. That's his thing. I am Keith Lee. I am limitless. I have no limits to what I can do. I am limitless. It is my gimmick.
So his gimmick requires him to fly off his feet all the time?
Tell me, no, of course not. He has to be a hybrid style where he's going to work big and then move when he needs to move. That's what it should be. But Damian Priest.
I'm sorry. So are you trying to tell me that that's just not that's not the normative now on the indies? That's not normal. That's not what you see every big guy do.
But all the indie guys are copycatting. But what I'm saying is for Keith Lee, that is literally his gimmick. That is what he's called. I'm limitless. Get what I'm saying? A guy like JD Drake. JD Drake is good, but he's out there. He's got to ring it out. Got to ring out that indie funk. Get that indie sweat off. Because everybody's a big guy who can dive now, and I hate that.
Everybody's a big guy who can dive, who can do moonsaults, who can do freaking.
Tell me what
everything.
Damian Priest's gimmick is, Vern. Can you tell me?
Originally, wasn't he a hunter? He was a bow enthusiast of some sort.
Is that because when he came out, he did this and shot the arrow? Is that what made you think that? Because he'll pull the arrow back and do that, and then his name would light up. And it says Damian Priest.
I only saw him on the few pay-per-view matches I watched. Remember, I'm not an episodic fan.
Okay, so I've been watching Damian Priest. I have been watching Damian Priest on a weekly basis. There is no character, Vern. Vern, there is no character. You can't fool me. You might fool these children. You can't fool me. There is no character, Vern. His name is Damian Priest. Damian is evil, right? The devil, right? That's the idea. Damian, right? And that the name
Sure.
Priest, right? Even his entrance now. Let me see if I can find.
I've heard about. So I've only heard them talk about it on the radio. Yes, that he's doing some duality gimmick where he's got like the demon inside of him is named Damian, and he's trying to keep him at Beast.
Hold on a second.
Hold on
a second. I got.
Am I having a stroke? What the hell's wrong with me?
You might be.
I was like, am I having a stroke?
Let me open this new image. Oh my God, this image is huge, but that's perfect. Let's share this screen now, sir. This is the Damian Priest gimmick right here. Okay, Damian, evil, dark. This is the big Tron behind him. Okay, then Priest, light.
So they're leaning heavy into that.
So that they're using that for the name, I guess. Okay, so Damian Priest, dude. Bro, there's nothing. There's no character. This man has been U.S. champ for what feels like 10 years. It feels like 10 years. They've had the U.S. title on Damian Priest. I don't know when he won the title, Vern, because it's been that long, okay? And he is beating dudes like AJ Styles, okay? And he's doing things. I can understand. You want to fly, okay, fly. Sheamus was a big guy. Sheamus will hit the top rope and get you with a diving shoulder block. He'll do a slingshot deal. Kane would come off the top and hit you with a clothesline. But these guys worked big, okay? They worked big. When you're 6'7" and you're towering over 5'11" AJ Styles, and AJ is bumping you with moves that he's bumping a guy like Finn Balor, I can't believe you. I can't believe you, Vern. I'm sorry. I cannot Vern, you're 6'3". I'm 6'3". Okay? You remember Rob the Giant. You remember Rob the Giant? I love Robbie. Robbie's like 4'7". You're telling me if I'm in a match with Rob the Giant and Robbie just runs up on me, scoops me up, and body slams me for no significant reason, just in the match, we're working like we're two equal-sized men, and he just pops up and goes, whoop, scoop slam, brother, and hits me with a fucking scoop slam, and I take it that matters, that's good wrestling? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, no. I've never once said it's good wrestling, but that is wrestling. What you've just described is pretty like 50% of the indie shows I watch.
And that's why you got to ring out that indie funk, because that shit stinks. It stinks. And the fact that Damian Priest, because that's the same shit he was doing as Punishment Martinez. See, and we're on a tangent. We're not even talking about the titles now, because I'm talking about Damian Priest.
It's fine. Yeah, because you went on Damian Priest. It's fine because he took it off of Finn Balor. But it goes to show you. It goes to show you, though, to what we said off air.
Yeah,
Finn Balor, the Finn Balor train is long gone,
dude. I love. Hey, Finn's been good. Prince Devitt.
I'm a Fergal fan. I was
Fergal,
I was down for Fergal, Prince Devitt. I was a fan. Balor Club, it was good. But at this point,
I feel like him winning this title is just like, okay, he's the US
Does he have a
now.
new gimmick? What's his gimmick now? Is he still doing the Balor Club thing?
They just call him Prince Balor now. So at times he comes out, still does the jacket, all that. None of that's changed. He's still the same. I think him getting hurt when he got the Universal title killed his momentum crazy. And they're still trying to build it, but I think there's trust issues. So maybe this is like, hey, all right, we're gonna give you the US title. Here's my thought, and then we'll talk about Ziggler and we'll talk about Orton and Riddle. Right. I think, I don't know if they will, because that takes away the thunder of Brock and Roman. But what if it's some way they're trying to unify those two belts? They're trying to unify Ricochet and Finn Balor with IC and the US titles.
No way.
You don't think so?
No way, because they just brought back. Didn't they just bring back the US belt like a couple of years ago? And they bring it back again for the umpteenth time.
US title's been on TV for a while now.
Really? Okay.
Ever since they started the brand split again,
they brought them back.
No, they've been back for a while. Okay. So what I'm saying is maybe they do a title. I don't know. I'm just
fantasy booking. You'd say they unify that because they're good. Aren't they going to unify the world title in the main?
They're calling that title match a unification match. But what if there's a no contest? Right? Something happens where you don't crown
Mania.
Who knows?
At Mania?
Dude, Miz beats John Cena. Anything can happen.
Okay, but no contest at Mania?
That'd be crazy. People would be pissed. I know that.
What? If they want to have a ride and have them burn Jerry World, Wally World down, whatever, Jerry World down.
That's the beauty of wrestling. What if, right? What if? That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, maybe they're doing something like that, because 3 weeks out, either that or you're not putting those title belts on your card. It's one or the other.
Or they're all just transitional champs where they put the belts on them just to take the belt off of them.
Right. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay.
So let's talk Ziggler.
It's like the Ziggler. Look, it's perfect. Ziggler, I feel like Ziggler has the belt. He's a vet worker. Yep. Braun Breaker. You need a vet to be in there to work with Braun. He's a defined heel. Braun Breaker's a defined baby face.
Yep.
All day. I'll take it all day.
Here's what I think about this. I think original NXT, Triple H ran NXT. NXT Stand and Deliver, the pay-per-view that's going to be on before night one at noon. It would have been Ciampa, Braun Breaker. Triple H would have had enough faith in his guys to do Ciampa, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Vince controlled NXT 2.0. He's like, I want a guy who's been on my main stage to take on a guy who I want to now bring to my main stage real soon. So how can I get Ziggler to work Breaker on the big show at my matinee show before my main show? Because that's a matinee show, let's be honest.
Sure.
It's a matinee show at 12 o'clock. You're going to get wrestling at 12. then you can come on back and you can watch more wrestling at 6 p.m. till about 11 o'clock at night, and then you can do it again the next day. So it's a matinee show. How am I going to make a big deal of my matinee show? Let's put Steiner's kid against a guy who can make anybody, and he can make my daughter look good right now in a wrestling ring. You know what I'm saying? Ziggler makes anybody look good. Any bump Ziggler takes, he's going to sell it like $1 million. Modern day Mr. Perfect when it comes to selling. That's Ziggler. So it's like, bro, I get that. Why are you making that face for? I said modern day, you heard me. Do I have to get closer to my microphone? Modern day Mr. Perfect when it comes to selling. Mr. Perfect was an overseller. Ziggler's an overseller as well. But in this generation, not the way Perfect would hit a buckle and fly 88 feet in the air, but Ziggler will die for you. Ziggler will die for you.
So
in that ring.
Can Ziggler be our new Scott Hall bump? Can he be the Scott Hall worthy of bump? Does he have to be the Mr. Perfect bumping?
Are you saying that because I'm trying to make a comparison with the blonde-haired guy? Is that why?
No, I'm just wondering because I guess in succession,
okay,
Scott Hall's overselling would go before you make the jump from Perfect to, you'd have to go Perfect, Hall, and then you make that jump to Ziggler, right? Because you can't just go straight from Mr. Perfect to Ziggler.
Okay.
I'm just saying, wouldn't you say? Because Scott Hall Scott Hall a big
seller. Scott Hall was a hell of a seller too, though. That's what a lot of people didn't.
Listen, the Diamond Stud does his thing. Shout out to the Diamond Stud with his big old handlebar mustache.
Dude, no, listen, man. That's Big Scott Hall in AWA. Yeah, man. He always was a good seller. He was Perfect's teammate. Now I'm thinking about that. But dude, no, I mean, like we say, Ziggler working for Braun.
It'll be good money. I mean, regardless of whatever, it'll be fine. It'll be a good match. It's going to make Braun look like $1 million. And Ziggler's a guy who could take a L, doesn't change. It doesn't hurt his credibility.
Right, exactly. Because Ziggler's at the point right now, Ziggler don't really need a belt. Ziggler you put Ziggler on TV to work anybody, it's going to be decent enough. So it's like, you put the belt on him just so he can drop it to Braun later, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
But can I ask you a question? Because you said that statement.
Sure.
And I know we all say that. He doesn't need the belt.
He doesn't need any titles. Absolutely not.
I know, but would you agree or not that psychologically, in the mind of the fan, a guy needs to win the big one at least once, because at least that one time it validates him. Not saying it takes away anything right from their chase, etc. But in the mind of the fans, that babyface needs to win it at least one time.
Without a doubt. I believe for you to get to that status of he doesn't need the belt or she doesn't need the belt, you have to have won the belt at least once.
That's what I'm saying. And like, so you think Ziggler's at the place where Ziggler doesn't need a belt? Ziggler doesn't need a belt for the push.
I think, okay, so in saying that, I feel like that term can be used differently. So like,
okay.
So, like, let's say I'm trying to think of someone else. So, like Randy Orton. Randy Orton is a guy that doesn't need a title at this point.
Orton, I'll agree with you 100%.
Orton doesn't need a title because Orton's accolades and all that stuff, he doesn't need a title.
Sure.
I'm saying Ziggler doesn't need a title in order for him to be important on the TV show. Do you get what I'm saying?
To be considered a threat, to be considered a credible threat.
Correct.
Okay. Sure.
I don't think you need Ziggler to even. You could put Ziggler against who we got here, against Ricochet for the IC title for the next month or two on SmackDown. And you're going to get good matches out of them.
Yeah.
Okay. The story might not be compelling. It might not be crazy, but you're going to, if we're talking in the essence of professional wrestling matches for the Intercontinental title,
a sporting contest. Yeah.
Ricochet, Ziggler would be a good match to watch. I believe so. Ricochet can go crazy. Ziggler's going to bump around for him. Ziggler's going to be that dirty heel. Ziggler doesn't ever need to win that Intercontinental title from him. A guy like Orton's so over. You just don't need to even put a belt. Him with the tag belts right now, so, he said it in the promo. I'm just having fun. So, I mean, let's talk about that since we're there. Orton and Riddle won the straps on Monday. They had a triple threat tag. I think winners guaranteed to go to Mania. Storyline was a little weird. I feel like it was just a way to get Kevin Owens to go about Stone Cold.
Correct.
Sure.
To get
you
rid of Stone Cold.
You had some roads cross paths. You weren't going to have Otis and Gable be in the title match, so you didn't want them in that role in Mania. So you're saying, okay, let's RK Bro because they're our most over tag team on Raw. So, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so you're going to put it on them. So they won the belts. And Orton cut this promo talking about, I'm having the best time of my life right now, and I consider this man as my friend. And then they hugged it out and all that good stuff. Orton, RK, all that stuff. He mentioned all that stuff. So I'm thinking about it like, okay, I figured that they would be in the title contention at Mania. When they lost them, I was like, okay, that's different. And again, do you think that it's like just something that the E's doing? Like they're just like, okay, we want to stay unpredictable, so let's have Orton and Riddle lose it so they're not carrying it for so long into Mania? Or like, what do you think is the reasoning for all these guys, period, to put the belts on them, like a Ricochet, like a Finn Balor?
I mean, there's a few scenarios you could put out here. It could be just they lost faith in all those guys. It could be just try something different, right? Like you said, try something new.
Yeah.
It could be, hey, one experiment, put the belt on Finn, maybe these guys are drawing. Maybe these guys don't draw. Maybe this is right. Maybe some of these guys are, hey, give me a chance. If you guys gave me a chance to run with the belt,
right.
It could be a number of things. In my opinion, what this looks like, honestly, it looks like they're just, we're shaking things up, if you will, as cliched as that is.
No, you're right.
And they put the belt on a lot of the guys that the internet would tell you are underutilized. A lot of the internet guys.
Yeah.
Like,
IWC,
Finn Balor and Ricochet in the same time period. The both of them, really?
Very weird.
Like, really?
Very weird.
So
maybe they wanted, because the E's good for that. They want to shock you. They want to catch you out of nowhere. So it's like, I feel like there's times where they'll do that. Like when we went to the Lowell Auditorium and Joe beat Finn Balor for the NXT title. I didn't realize it until we were like towards the tail end of the match. I'm like, Joe's probably going to go over here. I tapped Shay and I'm like, I think the amount of kickouts, all this stuff. And I'm like, the way the story was being told, I tapped Shay. I'm like, I think Joe's going to go over. He's like, nah. I was like, he might. And then we went along and he went up. I was like, whoa, okay. It was a lot of shock. You didn't think that at all. You thought, okay, it's a house show. It's not on TV. Finn's going to go over and beat Joe. But nope, they beat him in Lowell. So it's like, all right, that's a good move there. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe, like you said, it was just for that shock value, and we'll see what they tell in 3 weeks. So
or we just create compelling TV, and in 3 weeks we're about to witness the fastest told stories in 3 weeks.
Right. So you were talking about Scott Hall. I want to touch on Scott Hall for a second before we bring this on home. I know we wanted to stay around the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, man. I was saying some of the stuff didn't make the cut. Too bad,
dude. So far, so good though. That's how I'm looking at it. So far, so good.
Hey, man.
We'll do some quick hitting ones, and then we'll talk about we'll do some Cain Velasquez. Real quick, I'm not going to read it all, but Scott Hall hurt his hip. I believe he had his hip replaced, and he fell, and he's 63 years old. Wow. He fell, broke his hip. That's what I remember reading. I'm trying to read it. Jerry Jarrett wrote on his Facebook or something. Jessica, can you do a Jerry Jarrett impression? Jessica,
I have no Jerry Jarrett impersonation.
He fell and broke his hip. He's in the hospital. Prayers will help him recover. What was it? I can't remember. The chicken salad.
Chicken salad. Yeah,
I can't remember.
Allegedly.
Haven't listened to some of the rest.
According to Jeff Jarrett, that story is not true. Yo, Jeff has had strong words about that story.
About chicken salad.
Yeah, man.
You take. But yeah, man, it's like I mean, just I don't know what to say. Yeah, Scott Hall's hurt. Let's
big up to the guy. Can hopefully feel better, Scott Hall.
Right. Rest up, and, be easy.
Keep doing our DDP yoga.
That's right. He'll be limber in no time.
That's it.
You know what I mean? But yeah, we wanted to touch on that real quick. Let's see. We'll touch on the WrestleMania card real quick. Let's see. So I'm just going to ask you, what are you most excited for so far? So I'm going to run through them quick. This is based on Wikipedia, so take these match nights with a grain of salt. They're saying on night one, you got Flair Ronda for the WWE SmackDown title. Becky Lynch.
Oof.
Go ahead.
Flair Ronda, Could be a big match. Ronda needs to get herself back into, I guess, that mindset where she was the first time around. Because second time around, she looked a little timid, a little scared out there.
Right.
Like her greenness is showing a lot this time around.
Right. All right. So actually, that's how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna name a title, name a match, and then you hit me with like a quick two set.
I'll give you a quick my thought if I got one. If not,
so crazy what happened at a house show with these two, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Becky Lynch got hit in the throat. She tore her voice box. Yeah, I heard her talking. She already had the raspy voice, but she couldn't even really talk. Like, it was crazy. So they say that's still on for the Raw Women's title. Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Go ahead, Vern.
Should be a goodie. That's gonna be a banger. Tune in, watch that. Bianca, star. She's a star. Becky Lynch, star. Like I think that's gonna be a match folk are gonna sleep on, and I think it's gonna steal the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Potentially steal the show.
I don't think the way they show it here, they're both on the same night. I don't think the SmackDown Women's title and the Raw Women's title will be on the same night.
No, I don't think
so. I think they'll put them on night 2 and then let Charlotte and Ronda be the main event of night 1. That's my thought. We've got Rey and Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz and Logan Paul.
Don't care. Move on.
I saw Miz and
Let me say this. Paul. Which Paul?
Jake's the boxer. Jake's. Let me say it again. Jake is the boxer.
Yeah.
Logan Paul is the older brother. No, this is Logan, the older brother.
Okay.
He's the one who fought Mayweather. He's the one who fought Mayweather.
Okay, so shout out. I'll say this: the Logan brothers, modern day territory heels.
Paul brothers.
I'm sorry.
Paul brothers. Logan's the first
Paul
name.
brothers.
Yep.
See, I don't
know. Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Yeah,
I know is that they're two edgelords who they understand how to be heels.
Right.
They have slappable faces. I would pay good money to watch one of them guys gonna get their eyes hooked out their head. Like those.
Logan Paul gets heat. He gets heat.
Yo, they get heat the way again wrestling. I would beg to get heat the way these kids get heat. Like they get the kind of heat where you're like, are people gonna come over the guardrail after these guys? Because they look really pissed off.
I'll say this real quick, then we'll jump to the next match. I watched every Jake Paul boxing match. I'm a big boxing fan. And I like to watch the spectacle of boxing. These guys, Jake Paul has pretty much brought pro wrestling into boxing. Jake Paul cuts these promos on whoever he's fighting, which is usually a washed-up boxer, MMA fighter, or somebody who has no business just not being in the ring at all. He'll cut this promo. These guys will then make you believe that they're going to beat Jake Paul. He gets out there. They boo the life out of him. He gets in the ring. He gets touched up a couple times. Crowd goes nuts. Then he finishes the fight, and then everybody hates him all over again. So he's been the biggest heel, hasn't lost a fight, hasn't really fought a boxer as well, but hasn't lost a fight yet. So him and his brother Logan, they know what they're doing as heels. Logan's with Miz. I love the Miz. Miz is a fantastic heel in my book. Miz should never be a baby face. Why are you turning your face like that? Miz is a typical prototype WWE heel. Stop it. Is he not? Is he not?
Whatever. He's a sports entertainment guy. Yeah.
Yes,
fine.
he's a sports entertainer. He's a sports entertainer to the core. He is the exact.
But he's a sports entertainer. But he's one that you want to watch. You enjoy watching Miz.
I enjoy watching the Miz. I enjoy watching the Miz. There's nothing wrong with the Miz to me.
Even a blind squirrel eventually finds a nut. That's fine.
Okay. And you're a big Damian Priest fan. Moving on. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Talk to me about that one.
Drew McIntyre next.
All right. According to this, night 2, of course, I'll go up on this one. Night 2 looks crazy. Edge versus AJ Styles. Crazy.
That's dream match.
Yep, absolutely. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory.
You know what? I think that has potential to steal the show the way Pat did when he wrestled Adam Cole and the whole world was shocked out they mind. Because Austin Theory, that boy good.
Oh, he can work. Yeah,
I've been saying this since I was watching him at Evolve. I saw him live at Evolve. I'd never seen that kid before Evolve. And I was like, I don't know who this kid is, but this kid is good.
And look, Theory got all the props in the world for taking that bump in the Elimination Chamber from Lesnar. Hey, props to you, bro. So they put him in. Obviously, they like him. They like Austin Theory.
They see something in him.
Right. And I look at it and I'm just like, okay, he's in good hands right now. I think that celebrity match is probably going to be the Bad Bunny of this year. Like how Bad Bunny stole the show, and they were like, "Damn, Bad Bunny actually did good." I think,
but Pat McAfee killed it more than Bad Bunny did. The one Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee was more of a worker. He wrestled a match. Pat McAfee. Bad Bunny was in a tag match where he had his spots. He hit his spots perfectly.
He did a Canadian Destroyer. I'm good.
Yeah, he did a Destroyer, but he also, he did the dives off the top.
He did a Canadian Destroyer.
Your boy AG said he was the one that taught him how to do the crossbody from the top to the floor.
I did not hear that. Really?
Yeah, he said that at one of the shows we were at. He's like, oh, yeah, I got to teach Bad Bunny. I was like, really, AG? He's like, yeah, I was one of the first ones to take the crossbody. I'm like, okay. I was like, all right. So, yeah, he taught him that. But, all right, moving on.
Shout out to the God, man. Big up to AG. Shout out to my boy AG, yo, doing his thing.
Facts.
Killing it Limitless. I seen him on Dark.
Yeah, he's on Dark. He does Dark, I think.
Yo, we got about 6 minutes before we hit the 2-hour mark, kid. So we got to rapid fire because I got a question for you.
Sure. Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn.
I thought that happened at Rumble.
No, that's the thing. He challenged him to a match.
Stop.
Yes, while he was Intercontinental Champion, and he said for that Intercontinental title, and they said yeah. And now Ricochet's the champion. Do you understand why?
Okay, so then I know why the belt's off of Sami Zayn.
Maybe they were like, we can't make this for an Intercontinental title match, right? So now it's just Knoxville and Zayn. Moving on.
You know what? I'll say this, Sammy. If anyone can do something like that, I say Sammy could do it. He's got the imagination for it.
Okay. Queen Zelina and Carmella, the tag team champions, are going to take on Sasha Banks and Naomi, who they just made a team. One SmackDown, and Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, who they just made a team, one Raw. Your thoughts?
Next.
Moving on. Yeah. Before we do that one, RK Bro and Riddle against to be determined for the Raw Tag Team titles. Nothing we could say there. We knew that you're going to probably defend the belts.
Yeah.
So then we got Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, title versus title, winner take all match, unification match.
This is the reason we're all buying a ticket.
Yes, sir. And then also, who takes it? Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar goes. Babyface town. Yeah. Babyface town. Brock Lesnar goes home with the title.
I think this is the year the heel is going to go over in the end. I think Roman takes it.
Roman, usually around this time is where the champion that's been holding it for this long, it's starting to be like, all right, let me see it get taken off of him already. I don't think that's the case. I still think Brock is going to go up.
Roman about to be the modern day Bruno, and just when he decides he's up, he's gonna say, "All right, I'm done with this. Take it off of me."
Listen, I can see Roman winning, but I'm programmed. WWE is a babyface town. Babyfaces go up at the grandest stage.
You know what? 10 years ago, I'd agreed with you. Right. I would have agreed with you 10 years ago.
I did mention it earlier too. Miz beat Cena, so
that's now. No,
Roman's so old too, man. Roman's so over it. Now, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Roman could win it. Roman should win it in all honesty. But I feel like it's gonna be Brock.
All right, Frank.
What up?
Question.
Answer.
We got a few minutes. I want to close on that with a question for you. This has been on my mind.
All right.
So I love to watch indie wrestling.
Sure.
Tons of indie wrestling. I watch so much indie wrestling, like good wrestling, bad wrestling, horrible wrestling. Trend I'm seeing in wrestling currently. A lot of intergender matches. A lot of
male versus female matches.
A lot of 50-50. Guys and girls just,
nowadays you can't assume genders. We just call
exactly.
A mixed person match at this point. Just let's be politically correct. Let's be PC.
Whatever it is. Mixed person. An intergendered or interpersons match.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
It's all 50-50 booking, right? And not even talking about a man, woman, male, female, not even that. I'm talking guy your size against someone the size of your wife. And
5'2", a buck and some change.
like Riho, like seeing Riho versus you.
Versus
and
me.
It's like if you versus Riho, I feel like I know the booking of that match would be Riho over Strong.
Let me see if I
That's the booking.
Over,
modern day booking of that match is Riho over Strong, kick out, whatever your finish. Riho tells you what's your finisher, kid. Just so she lets you know.
Can't wait to kick out of it.
Can't wait to kick out of it. Yeah.
I'm trying to find a picture of me and then a picture of Rio. I'm just trying to find one somewhere. There's got to be a picture of me somewhere.
I'm telling you. So for you, right? Promoter tells you, gives you a call tomorrow. Frank, I got a spot.
Yep.
Got hot baby face.
I'm listening. Don't worry. I may not be looking, but I'm listening.
Hot baby face. She's in the opener. She's working opening tonight's card, right? She's opening the card. Big hot spot. We're talking 150 to go to Maine, right?
Sure.
We'll say Bangor. I'm too
Bangor,
far.
Maine, Limitless. That's
Bangor,
Limitless.
Maine.
So you're telling me?
I don't go Limitless. I don't go Limitless. I don't want to name nobody. You know what I'm saying?
I feel.
Who's running? Who's running? Portland these days? Who's running Portland?
Oh, geez, great question. I don't even remember. I think Limitless has a control.
They run all of Dagon.
They run a lot of
Mexico, Maine. I did a show in Mexico, Maine. I ain't nobody Dagon running Mexico, Maine.
Yep.
So you're running Mexico, Maine, which was like 4 hours from where we were.
Before you go on, so we got Rio.
Okay,
so we're gonna grill the size of Rio.
Yes.
All right.
Here's
and
the booking.
This is me next to Shay. I know it don't look good.
Okay.
This is me next to Shay. Okay.
And Rio.
We're working Rio. I'm working Rio. Okay.
You Rio one-on-one. Here's the booking. 50-50. She's over on you strong. She has to kick out of your finish. And then afterwards, she's gonna hit you with hers. Boom, 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. No ha-ha, no foolery. Clean pin.
Clean. Okay.
What's it take for you to do business? Or $20 in a handshake, you're good to go.
$20 in a handshake? All right. Hold on. Can I have some parameters? Can I add some parameters? Can I put some stuff in there?
Ask a question and I'll answer the question. And because this is my scenario. You're gonna change the scenario on me.
I'm not gonna try and change the scenario. Okay, so what you're saying is I've got to put
And by the way, this is what we would play. We'd play this game when we would go to shows.
What would you do?
Entertain myself.
This is what would you do? Yeah, what would you do? What would you do with Vernon Somoza? Okay. All right, so Rio's going up. Okay,
strong.
Is Rio a top baby face in this company?
You're in the opener, brother. You're in the opener. They want to, they're trying to fire her up, so they got to bring in a big nasty heel to get over on her.
And she's considered like a giant killer gimmick. Is that what we're talking?
No, she beats everybody. She's
anybody and
everybody.
So I'm just lined up. They just lined up.
They are bringing you in to be cannon fodder for this young lady.
How much is it gonna take? I need. Okay, let me see.
Can you?
I've never worked there before.
You've never worked there before.
Okay, that kind of helps.
Right?
Okay,
right. You've never worked there before, but they tell you, hey, brother, depending how we like you, we'll bring you back.
Okay.
Right.
How much is that going to take?
But listen.
Okay. All right.
The first time that people ever see you, you are putting over the small person.
Okay. I like
you're
how
putting
you
them
said
over clean.
I love how you said this small person.
Oh, because again, it could be anybody. I mean, I'm saying Rehope for the sake of the comparison.
Size. Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Okay. So I'm gonna need some trans. That's number one. I'm gonna need some trans. You got
trans only. You don't even get no payday on top. You can sell gimmicks and trans.
Trans only?
Trans, and you can sell gimmicks at the table.
Well, gas prices is crazy right now. Gas prices is $4.50. So in that case, let me do the math. Hold on. What's it? Where we going? We going to Mexico, Maine?
Mexico is 50 cents. It's 54 cents a gallon, though.
Hold on.
54 cents a mile. Excuse me.
Hold on, sorry. 54 cents a mile.
It's 54 cents a mile.
All right, hold on. Remember, I'm coming from Massachusetts. Let me do my math.
Do your math.
Type it up here. I'll share the screen too. Let's share the screen. Hold on. Boom. All right. So
I want to know what would it cost to have Mexico, you do the JOB?
Let's just
do the honors there.
Low mass, right? Okay. 54 cents. It's about 172 miles. Vern, you talking my language right now. 172 multiplied by 54 cents. You talking almost $100 payday in trans. It's $92.88 to be exact.
Okay.
And back. There and back.
So $200 payday. It's all you're gonna get.
So $185.
$185. We'll say $200 just to be nice. Promoters feeling generous.
Plus, we'll say $200 because the promoter's saying it's nice. Okay. So Mexico Maine ain't even that far up. Now that I'm looking at it either. It's only 3 hours. So okay.
Trans only. No money on
trans
top.
Only. Transportation only. It's about $200. I can sell my merch at the merch table because my merch is fire. I wish I had my shirt on right now. My merch is fire. My Whoop That Tricks t-shirt. Right, I can sell my Heavy Hitters t-shirt, my bandanas. I can sell all that, right? My pictures, my 8x10s, my pins, my buttons.
And she's got to juice you in the open.
Yo, wait. Slow down. That was
she's
not
a giant
killer.
Beginning. She's a giant killer.
Now she's a giant killer.
What do you mean? You said it. She's been mowing everyone down.
Okay, slow down. All right. I will do the JOB because, good sir,
clean.
I am a professional.
Shoulders in the middle, clean
shoulders. I got no shame in my game. 200 in trans plus
200
merch.
In trans is all it takes. You're putting this
plus
girl
merch,
over clean.
Plus merch.
Bro, and she
my
gets
merch
to kick out your finish. She gets to kick out your finish.
Okay, I'll come up with another one.
And next, she's gonna hit you with her finish, and you're taking the L. Clean.
As long as if I can take it, give me the trans, give me my merch payments. If they like me good enough, they're gonna bring me back. Right? That's what you said.
After they watch you just get squashed in front of the whole world.
They're gonna, if they say a lot of promoters say stuff and don't stick by it anyway. We're gonna say this is an honest, trustworthy promoter. I gotta realize that too, because we've dealt with some shady dudes.
That's what I'm saying. No, honest promoter. No.
Okay,
we'll bring it
I'm
back.
never
kid.
coming back.
If you
I'm
do
never
a good job, kid. We'll bring it back.
Your payday's coming next time. That kind of promoter. Your payday's coming next time.
No,
kid?
well, they'll pay you at the end of the night. You're getting paid at the end of the night. You'll get an envelope at the end.
We
gotta make sure you're doing business.
Okay,
you're doing business.
Sure. I'm putting her over. No problem. I'm a professional. I'm a professional.
That's it.
Are you calling me a whore, Vern? Are you calling me a whore?
Is that what it takes? Y'all heard it here, folks. For $200, this man is willing to give up his dignity. You could listen. What can't you get him to do?
Dignity?
200.
Hold on. First of all, sir, I'm a professional.
You're gonna put her
professional.
Put her over clean.
Vern,
1, 2, 3.
I am a professional.
Have we come to that place where it just doesn't matter anymore?
You're gonna let me talk. You're gonna let me talk. Can I talk? Can I speak my piece? Can I speak my piece, sir? Let me speak my piece. I am a professional wrestler, sir.
Okay.
I am a professional. If the promoter wants me to put this over, okay,
you're in
for $200, and I can sell my merch. You're gonna set up a table for me, okay, so I can even make more money.
Sure.
Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, Vern. Those people are not going to forget my match against said person. If it's Rio, I'm working, and Rio, I gotta put Rio over. I'm gonna give Rio the best match of her career.
And double juice. You're juicing.
I'm not blading. Okay, number
you're
one.
Juicing. Okay, gig job. So for 200, you're juicing.
No, I'm not. You want me to gig? You're gonna have to pay me more. Plain and simple.
Okay, Sting. What do you think?
All the good ones say that. All the good ones do that. I'm not gigging. Have you ever gigged on an indie show? Vern, are you gigging on indie shows? What are you exactly? You're looking away like he ain't talking to me.
I know you're not asking me.
You're looking around like
color.
Who the hell is he talking?
Good sir. If by color you mean a tan, that's the only color I'm getting on an indie show.
Only times I've ever bled on an indie show was by mistake, hard way. It's the only time I ever bled on an indie show. Bloody lip, bloody ear, bloody forehead, something. Not on purpose.
What's it cost to let her juice you? She wants to juice you. How much for her to let her juice you?
It's got to be that. You gotta at least triple it up. Something to cover my medical expenses so I can go back and get stitches. Because if I go to wifey, If I go to wifey and she goes, "You cut yourself," I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, they gave me $600."
Not only did I, but then I had to let her give it the hard way. She was hard weighing you.
She had the knuckles out.
And she's telling you, "Hold on, kid." And she's
this girl right here, Rio, right here. Listen,
fair enough.
Listen, bro.
Triple.
That's 600 of them things.
Triple to get the juice.
You cap it if you ain't doing the same.
Nothing.
How much is it gonna cost you, Vern?
I didn't play this game. I don't like this game. This game's weird.
This game's weird.
And on that note, yo, it's always a pleasure.
Yo, listen. First of all, I want to say, yeah, we cut a lot of stuff, but hey, whatever. This one was good. This felt good. It was 2 hours. We're done. We pretty much did everything we wanted to touch. Maybe we'll talk about Control Your Narrative and Chris Jericho on the next one.
Yeah, I got to finish up the Control Your Narrative. I'm about
you have the actual show
into no, they have the first 2 movies, cinematic movies are out.
Oh no, I don't care about those. I'm talking about the live show they did a couple days ago.
No, that's not that. I don't think
it's
premiered yet on Pro Wrestling TV.
Hold on.
See, we're about trying to wrap up, and this is how
we're trying to wrap up. Hold on. I just got to bring this up. I just got to bring this one up. So hold on before we go.
Set the stage for this, though. You got to set the stage.
Talk to him, Vern. You know about this.
So, all right. So, allegedly, and again, there's only stories you can read on the internet, right? That people are writing. Yep. They're in a match. Sheer dives over the barricade, the railing there.
Yep, he jumped over the railing.
Jumped over the railing and ends up kicking this kid, a little boy. Eats the railing to the face when he kicks the railing, right? Because you know how little kids like to lean against the railing.
Yeah.
And at any good indie show, you always gotta be careful of the railing because little kids and stuff tend to lean their faces against it, and you could bust one of them in the face.
That's right.
So Big Bad Titan, as he's known, ended up hitting the guardrail and smacked the kid in his face. And this is the footage of him. He is currently selling on the ground and just realized that he smacked the kid in the face. Gotta sell, brother. Gotta sell.
Okay.
By the way, this creep video repeating that girl's butt at the very end. Don't think we can catch that.
Wait.
Did I catch the creep video?
What happened? What I missed?
Said, you didn't notice at the end of the video the homie took the creep shot?
I didn't.
Watch the very end of the video for like a split second.
Hey, yo! Wow! I did not peep that.
I was like, cameraman wasn't low.
Yeah, he left it there for a minute. He's like, oh, I gotta hit the button. Well, let me just zoom in. He's over here like, let me just zoom in real quick.
Is that how that works? Huh?
You gotta hit that. Oh, okay. And no, so yeah, he apologized. He said, okay, kid, I'm sorry, kid. I'll get you a t-shirt. Like totally breaking kayfabe, not selling anything anymore.
Kayfabe broke character, breaks character,
break everything.
And again, I get it.
Normal guy.
I get it. But is it the whole CYN thing about we don't care, we fight for real? This is real. It's unlike fed bad. CYN's the real deal. This is authentic fighting. Blah blah blah. Combat nonsense.
I would have the way I would have handled it. It would have been okay. I screwed up, but I'm working. I'm done working. I'll come out there, end of the show. I'll come out. He's main event. End of the show, I'm going to go out there as soon as I'm done or as soon as the match is over, and I'll go over to him.
Or you send the baby face. You send the baby face over.
Yeah,
send the baby, right? Bring you over, have the kid chop me, whatever. There's ways to work that. But I mean, you know what?
We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up next show.
Whatever.
It's late. It's past 2 hours. Listen, Vern, I had a hell of a time.
Champion, always a pleasure, my friend.
Always a pleasure to do this, brother. I can't wait to do this bad boy again. We'll be back in 2 weeks. I think last time we said this, we weren't sure on the date, but I think we're getting the hang of it now. My guess is it'll be on March 23rd. We'll be recording this. The video should be out by the end of this week. The audio should be also out at the same time on Spotify. We're getting that part hashed out. I'm going to take care of that part. The video's up on YouTube of the first episode. The next video will be up just as soon as I grab the audio from you. I'll splice them together and we'll make that work. But yeah, I mean, hell of a time, brother. It's fun to do. I can't wait to hear the next. What would you do? Maybe I'll have a what would you do for you. And
I got it. What would you do? Oh, come on, man. What would you do about? I still have my food. What would you do's?
Oh God, no, thank you. What would you do, Frank? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Nah, bro. But okay. This was dope. Another one in the books, man. That's 2 down. 2 down. Many more to go.
Absolutely.
All right. For Vernon Somoza, I am Frank the Champion. I used to hate when people call me that. I am Frank the Champion. Yep, that way. He's Vernon. I'm Frank. This is the what are we? We're the Pay Window Podcast.
Pay Window Podcast.
Make sure you head on to the ticket window to get your payday, brother. Yep, it's right up. It's right up there. So yeah, we'll catch y'all in the next one. Say peace to the people, Vern.
Peace to the people, Vern.